Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception. Along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome to another class here at ISBHPK. Or I should say, welcome to another class here with ISBHPK. Our location is located in Houston, Texas. Our address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, zip code 77071. And the class times is Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m., Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m., and Saturday, Shabbat morning class is from 10 a.m. And we say it goes to about 2 p.m., but you know, it can go as long as it's needed to go. And also, we got classes out in San Antonio, Texas. The school address for San Antonio, Texas is 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78217. And also, we ask that you like, share, and subscribe the San Antonio YouTube channel. And to find the link to the San Antonio YouTube channel, it's ISBHBK it's ISBHBK San Antonio on YouTube. Again, it's ISBHBK San Antonio on YouTube to find the San Antonio channel. Also, we got classes in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the classes in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the address out there is 7710 Manal Boulevard, Suite F. Again, classes in Albuquerque, New Mexico is 7710 Manal Boulevard, Suite F, Albuquerque, New Mexico, zip code 87110. And also, Mashaba does the Blog Talk Radio live out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 9:30 a.m. Again, we got Priest Mashaba out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he does the Blog Talk Radio live. And it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it starts at 9:30 a.m. So if you'd like to link up with the brothers in San Antonio or Albuquerque, you got the addresses. Definitely welcome and free to stop by to the classes at any time. And also, we finally got the address of the school out there in Virginia. Shout out to Kazakia, Zayanala, Arya, Mark, and Matt. Brothers are out there. And we got the school up and running in Virginia. And it's located in Virginia Beach. And the address of the school is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. Zip code 23517. Again, the address of the school in Virginia is Virginia Beach, 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, zip code 23517. So look out. If you got anybody in the Virginia area, the Virginia Beach area, in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, you got the address of the school. You guys can definitely link up out there for classes. And stay tuned. We'll have the YouTube channel for the brothers out there in Virginia as well.
We do have it.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
ISBHPK Virginia?
Yeah.
So the YouTube channel for Salakia. So the YouTube channel for the brothers out there in Virginia Beach is ISBHPK Virginia.
It's live Virginia class.
And it's live Virginia class. So ISBHPK live Virginia class. So you got ISBHPK Houston, Texas, ISBHPK San Antonio, and ISBHPK live Virginia. And we got the Blog Talk Radio out of Albuquerque. So here in Houston, the class schedule, like I was saying, is Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Fridays 6 to 9 p.m. And Saturday Shabbat morning class from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We got plenty of classes, plenty of live classes on our ISBHPK Houston channel, so definitely check those out. Plenty of classes, plenty of breakdowns. Definitely check them out. And also here in Houston, we do the cable show, and it's every Saturday at 8 p.m. And you can catch it on Comcast Local Channel 17, or if you're not in the Houston area, you can stream it live at hmstv.org. Again, here in Houston, we got the cable show that we do every Saturday, and it starts at 8 p.m. and it's on Comcast Local Channel 17, or you can stream it live at hmstv.org. To contact any of the priests, we ask that you text only during class. We got Priest Kazakia. His number is 281-707-2737. Again, you got Priest Kazakia. His number is 281-707-2737. And we ask that you text only during class. We got Priest Kwatazak right here to my right. His number is 303-557-8979. Again, we got Priest Kwatazak right here to my right. His number is 303-557-8979. You can always email us at isbhbk@isbhbk.org as well. And if you'd like to make any orders on Israelware, you got the link. Just hop on Facebook and type in Israelware, and you'll be able to place an order for a garment. And an update on the kids class. Kids class is going to be on Saturdays, and it's going to be during the Shabbat class, and it starts at 2:30 p.m. Again, kids class is going to be on Saturdays, and it's going to be during the Shabbat class, and it's going to be at 2:30 p.m. And it won't be broadcast live. It'll just be kids class will be held in the kids' room here at the school. And also, if you'd like to give any donations, any monetary donations, any donations at all, any contributions, we got the Wells Fargo account number on the screen, and we got the Google Wallet account number also on the screen. And if you'd like to send in any books, pads, pens, papers, apocryphas, Bibles, ram's horns, Torahs, dictionaries, anything, whatever the case may be, you can mail it here to Houston at 8524 South Bradenwood Boulevard, or you can mail it to the San Antonio address at 3219 Centergate Street, or the Albuquerque address, which is 7710 Menal Boulevard, Suite F, or the Virginia Beach location, which definitely need it just because the school is just starting up. The address is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia 23517. And with that, we're going to go ahead and open it up for class. That is it for the announcements. How you guys feeling in here?
Wow.
On the Friday.
Y'all good? Y'all,
Yes, sir.
Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Everybody sounding a little bit nice. Y'all fine?
It's heat.
Y'all too wild?
Yes, sir. It's heat.
Yeah? Hey,
It's
it
heat.
take a gangster to be in this heat. I'm riding this heat with no AC.
No.
Hey, it is what it
That's
is.
a true gangster.
You gotta be part of the syndicate to deal with this Houston heat. You know what I mean? But y'all good other than that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody got questions real quick before we go into this topic?
You know what? I do. So how do you deal with? My question is, what's the proper way to deal with a family member that won't really won't really take the time to look at the scriptures, but they know that they need help, but they don't want to. They're not open to looking at things from a scripture point of view. And the reason why I ask that is because they're so focused on the carnal things, like the person, they want a family. They want all the things that, quote unquote, makes a person happy. But
Right.
I try to show them, like, well, those carnal things really don't matter.
Well,
You get what
you
I'm
said that
saying?
they don't. You said that they don't want to look at things biblically.
Yeah.
Well, it's not hard. It's not impossible. You just can't hit them with the Bible
Right.
says, or sit down and read this. You got to hit them with more wisdom. You got to set a basis with people like that. What I do is, you believe in God? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's let's see what God says.
Okay.
And then you got to kind of bring them through whatever problem it is. But that's the first thing you got to establish. Like, do they believe in the Most High?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's your real belief? Do you
Right,
believe in the
right.
Bible? Do they believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
So then, what about it is that they don't want to? What about it? Do they not want to look at or read or understand?
Well, they see themselves like they gotta be like clean and like sober. Of course, you wanna be able to read the word sober, but they feel like people will be judgmental towards them if they, if they're not, if they're a little slow in learning the Bible, I guess.
Like the person, like you would be judgmental towards them.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want to use the scriptures.
That's what I think so, but I haven't really.
You haven't
I
dived
haven't really
into
asked
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to set that first. You got to set that first basis.
Okay.
Do you believe in the Most High? Yeah, you believe in the Most High. Well, then okay, you gotta walk them through. You gotta walk them through the precepts, the basic Bible. Go to John. You gotta walk. Go to John 7:38. You gotta walk them through like scripture for scripture for scripture, and just show them and break down. You gotta break down that logic of the Bible don't work, or whatever logic they're coming with. When you say that they're looking at you like you're gonna judge them.
Yeah. But,
Well, you are.
right.
That's what the Bible does. It judges. But that's a whole other topic that you can take them into and show them that spiritual man judges everything. And how do we judge? We use the scriptures to judge right or wrong. Now go to John 7:38.
God.
Read that.
John 7:38.
Naomi, can you see if there's a bottle of water back there, please? Go ahead. John 7:38.
John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said.
Right. So you believe in the Bible, right? Yeah, I believe in the Bible. Well, let's believe on it. Let's do things the way the Most High in Christ said.
Okay.
Right? So then read on.
Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Right. So you got to show them, like, we got to believe, we got to do things the way the scriptures say to do them. Give me what's the one that says God is a spirit? Did that worship? Must worship in the spirit and in truth. It's in John. Right? There's another one.
Watch me in spirit and truth.
Right, go to John 17:17. So you just go real basic to show them, like, well, if you really believe, this is how you believe first and foremost. If you can't get past like 3-4 of these basics with them, then you're not going to be able to show them anything in the Bible.
Right.
You ain't going to be able to show them why they're depressed or why they think that the carnal things are going to make them feel better. They don't believe in that. So you got to bring them through these basic. We're going to find this other one. Where's it at? God is a spirit. I'm going to find it. It's in John.
See 663, but I don't know.
Well, that's the spirit that quickeneth. That's not really going to have, as far as right now.
Right.
It's 4:24. Right?
Yeah, St. John 4:24. Read that. I'm right here too.
God.
So you believe in God, right? Yeah? Okay, well, let's see what the Bible says about believing in God. Go ahead, read that.
St. John 4:24.
Uh-huh.
God, the Most High, is a spirit.
Go ahead.
And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Well, okay, well, what's the truth? Well, St. John 17:17. Go there real quick. You see how you can bounce them right through the scriptures and show them that it all comes back to the word. It all comes back to following the Bible, keeping the commandments.
Right.
So they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. What's the truth? St. John 17:17. Go ahead, read that.
17:17?
Right, read that.
St. John 17:17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
Thy what?
Thy word is truth.
Right, so God is a spirit. They that believe him must believe on him in spirit and in truth. Sanctify them through thy truth. So they worried about being judged or not clean. Well, then you show them. This is how you get sanctified. This is how you get cleansed. But how do you do it? Through the truth. Through the truth. What is the truth? Thy word is truth. So once you set this basis that the scriptures are what we got to rely on for whatever problem it is or whatever solution, then you can go through their issue.
Okay.
But this is how you set that basis. You know, even something basic. You ask them, you believe in the Bible? Yeah. Okay. Or yeah or no? Well, okay. Well, you know, the Bible, it prophesied. It's the only book that prophesied the slavery of black and Hispanics. Oh yeah? Yeah. Right here, let's go to Deuteronomy. And you run them through the curses. You know, you're trying to establish this belief in the scriptures and why the scriptures why they're valid and why this is what we got to use for the wisdom. Because a lot of people do what? They'll say, well, the Bible's there, the Book of Mormon is there, the you know, all these different things. I can just be spiritual. Right? Well, if you want to be spiritual, it says God is a spirit.
Right.
Worship him in the truth. What's the truth? The Bible. It always comes back where if they can't get past those 3-4 basic scriptures in John, it's going to be hard to reach them. Because they're always going to feel like, well, there's something else that I can turn to. There's something else that I can turn to other than the Bible. You can add in there Isaiah 34:16. We've been blazing that scripture like hip hop and R&B. We've been blazing that scripture to death. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Right?
Right.
What else? So, and what was the problem that they was dealing with though? Or you were just saying, how do you come to them with the scriptures?
Yeah, I mean, dealing with a lot. Like, don't have any family, so like he only like trusts me and my brother. Or, like, we're like his only family. So his closest family member that passed was his dog that he had for like 15 years. So he saw that literally break down in front of him, and he was, you know, hold on to the vices that was giving him a false sense of comfort. So so came to visit, and it's like, okay, well, I know who you are, I know everything you've been through, but at the same thing, it's like, you know, this is what I'm into, and this is what has stopped me from smoking weed, tobacco. You know, I'll go out. You know, I've done that. And
right. So you got to show. So you're showing him your example.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, he knows you. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
he just rolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, man. A lot of people remember Hebrews 12:1. We're compassed about with so great cloud of witness. They look for our examples and how the word is helping us. Just tell them to come in.
She ain't having that.
Oh, that's.
Right.
Oh, I thought that was Jordan. My bad. Yeah. she ain't having that. Well, you get that, right?
Con.
Yeah. So you want to start with those basics. I mean, that's for anybody that got problems and they trying to say, well, the Bible don't. How's the Bible going to help? Well, you gotta establish with them a level of belief. Like, how much faith do you have in the Most High? How much belief do you have? And then you're able to hit them with those scriptures in John. You can take them into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, to show them, well, the Bible is not just some comic. It's a book of prophecies that have been coming true for ever since it was written. It's a book of history. You know, you want to establish and figure out what is their level of belief, because if they don't believe, there's no point in trying to go back and forth. Watch out for him so you don't hit the. If they don't believe in the Most High, there's no point in trying to go back and forth with them. They just don't believe.
Yeah.
So what you're going to be doing is forcing the course. You're going to be forcing them to believe something that they don't, or trying to push something on them. We don't want to do that.
Right.
You know? But I mean, you get that, right? Kind of answer your question a little bit? Con. Go to, I was 31. Can you break down Deuteronomy 23:7? Of course. That's easy. It says what it says. There's no breakdown needed. I know the confusion comes in where you got people that'll say that the word Edomite don't belong there. Go there real quick. Go to Deuteronomy 23 and verse 7. So everybody's clear on the last question, right? Good on it. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and verse 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite,
right?
For he is thy brother.
Right.
Thou shalt not.
I mean, that's plain.
God.
That's plain. No matter how much you want to cut it, and no matter how much we want to deny it, is Esau not the brother of Jacob? Right? We came out of the same womb. We came from the same loins. Now we know that. Give me the one that says the wicked are straight from the womb. Give me that one. Now we know that Esau is the wicked seed, but it doesn't take away the fact that we came from the same loins, the same womb, that we're twins. A lot of people, they read this, they're like, abhor not an Edomite. Yeah. You know why? First of all, it wasn't commanded for us to hate. Go to Romans. Give me that one, and then we're gonna go to Romans.
Gotcha. Psalm chapter 58, verse 3.
So you got Psalm 58 and 3?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Read that for me.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
So that's what happened with Esau from the womb. He was estranged because of his wickedness. Go ahead.
They go astray as soon as they be born.
Right. So Esau he already went left. That don't take away the fact that he's our brother. That don't take away the fact that he's the evil twin. It don't take away the fact that in Deuteronomy 23:7 it says, abhor not an Edomite. Now, because I know they try to say it's supposed to say Assyrian. Where's my phone? I know they try to say that it says Assyrian. Yeah, where's mine? Yeah, can you grab that for me? I left it back there. There was no water? Can you give me a cup of water? A guy's throat is dry. Your papa's throat is dry. Please, there, darling. Daughter of mine. Yeah, go to that scripture real quick in the Eastward, and we're gonna look up that Strong's number, because they try to say like, oh, that was a misprint. It's supposed to say Assyrian. No, it's not. There's no way you mix up a whole nation. You got it?
For me, it just says
right.
It says
Edomite and Syrian.
Right. Yeah, you see how it says a clerical error for H and Edomite? No,
yeah,
it's not, because look.
Esau nasty, bro.
What is that right here? And we've looked this up before. We went through the interlinear.
It's Arwomia, yeah.
Right, watch this. We went through. You see that though? What's that? Out of one. It's out of one. It's Esau.
Yeah, out of one, yeah.
Right. So, Yeah, well, that's the Hebrew name, the Hebrew word. Yeah. So when you go through the Strongs and you look up that word, Edom, Edomite, or Adawam, it's not Assyrian. It says Adawam. And we, like I said, we went through this before. There was one Sabbath we went through it. We looked it up in the interlinear, Hebrew to Greek, and it all says Edom.
But you know what's crazy? When you look at it, it's like, for thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Assyrian is not our brother.
The Assyrians were never our brothers.
So
now, check this out. But when you read on, check this out. Read on.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
It tells you not to. It tells you not to hate an Edomite. Why?
It's like an Egyptian.
It tells you not to hate an Egyptian. Why? Go ahead. Why?
Because thou wast a stranger in his land.
Because what?
Thou wast a stranger in his land.
Yeah, because were we not strangers in the land of Egypt? Right. Did not Joseph go into Egypt? Yeah, we were strangers in that land for hundreds of years.
Right.
So it's telling you here, like, and most importantly, nowhere in the scriptures does it tell us to hate anybody. Go to Romans 9. Go to Romans 9:13. You got one? Go to Romans real quick, and then we're gonna get some other ones. I love this one because Rose get it all wrong. Like, yeah, let's hate the enemy. Yeah, we are supposed to hate. We're supposed to hate the things they do to us, man. Read Romans 9:13.
Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written.
Go ahead.
Jacob have I loved.
Go ahead.
But Esau have I hated.
But what?
But Esau have I hated.
He said, but Esau have I hated. He didn't say you go out and hate Esau. You know why that's so cold? Because we can barely even love. We barely know how to love one another. How you gonna hate somebody? And then when you do hate, you hate wrong because you hate a person because of their skin color. A lot of people hate Esau because Esau is just white. Oh, I hate them white boys. But you ain't looking at the atrocities that Esau has done. Because if you really hated him, you know what you wouldn't do? You wouldn't kill your brother in the hood. You'd be killing them cops that's killing y'all. The cops that's pulling y'all out the cars and beating on y'all. Instead of recording it for World Star, you fight back. I seen one dude, man, he was out in Baltimore, and the two cops trying to get up on him. And he was like, don't touch me, I'm going to knock y'all out. And he got Judah, they like recording. You know it's Jake recording. And he's like, don't touch me, somebody going to get knocked out. Female cop touched him and roughed him up. Bro, he hit her with a right cross, but he missed. Well, you could tell if it would have hit, she would have dropped. But then he came back with a left to her partner. Bloop! Knocked him smooth out. He just buckled his whole knees, everything. Then the chick, she trying to get up and then he hit her. Boop. And then you hear Jake in the background like, no, y'all, everybody back up. Everybody back up, back away. Like, go help him. If you really had the epitome of love, go help him. If you really hated the white man, then you go help that bro. You go whoop them cops and then just run off. That's all you got to do. By the time they backup came, they'd be laid out. 4 or 5 bruhs, 2 cops. Come on, man. You beat them down real fast. And I'm not advocating that we go out there and beat up cops. I don't want nobody to get shot and blame it on me. Because, you know, Jake ain't got no unity, man. We ain't got no unity. But my point is, if you really was about that hate life, every time you seen a bro get pulled out the car and beat up by the cops, you'd be there to defend him. But sadly, every time you get angry at your brother and you shoot him, and you let them white boys get off. You let Esau get off. You feel me? Think about it. You let mental slavery happen right before your eyes, and you don't bat an eye about it. You don't stand up. You don't speak out. You don't hate that. You don't hate the fact that they got us working for minimum pay. Paycheck to paycheck. Nobody hates that. Nobody is mad at that. Nobody hates the white man for that. But you'll go out your way to beat your bro down. You'll go out the way to put put him in danger, shoot him, kill him, I'll kill your mama, kill your daddy, blow up your house. You'll go ham for that. Why y'all ain't running up in Walmarts and demanding more pay for your brothers and sisters? Why y'all ain't running up in these corporate jobs? Why y'all ain't running up in courthouses and demanding that brothers that been locked up unjustly be free? Because you know why? There ain't really no love in us. We really ain't got no love. All we got, we run off of hate. So we love when it's like, Jacob I love, Esau I hated. We love that. But when we read this, abhor not an Edomite, it's like, nah, I can't get with that. F them. Everything that they did, yeah, but the problem is you'll never really understand love, and you'll never really understand hate until you understand love, and vice versa. You'll never really understand how to hate and the things to hate. Read that again.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13.
Go ahead.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved,
come on,
but Esau have I hated.
Right, now I can understand if you was like, well, I hate them because they hate the Most High. Come, ain't that what David did? Go to Psalms 139. Ain't that what David did? Ain't that what David said? 139 and 21. But brothers ain't on that. I hate these crackers. Just hate them. You hating on them because they got the money and you don't. Because they got the white privilege and you don't. You ain't hating them for this reason. Read Psalms 139 and verse 21.
Psalms chapter 139, verse 21.
Read.
Do not I hate them.
Come on.
O Yahweh.
Read.
That hate thee.
That what?
That hate thee.
See, that's the hate. We're supposed to hate the ones that hate the Most High and His ways. It don't matter if you damn Esau, if you Israel, it don't matter what nation. I hate them that hate thee. So if you an Israelite that hates the Most High, guess what? I hate you too. Go ahead.
And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee.
Read on.
I hate them with perfect hatred.
See, this is perfect hatred. Not hating a man because of his skin. Not hating a man because he's red. Not hating a man because, he got something you ain't got. But it's hating the evil that they perpetuate. It's hating the negative. It's hating the violence. That's why the Most High said in Obadiah, I believe it's 10, he said, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, you'll be in it's perpetual shame.
Yep.
That's why the Most High, man, ain't dealing with them. Not because of anything else. Because he knew they were going to be one way. He created them to do a job, and they're doing it, but they went overboard. We supposed to hate that, man. Hate the negative that... It's funny. You'll hate the white man, but love his weed. You'll love his legal marijuana. Like, what the hell? You hate the white man, but you love his legal drugs? You hate the white man, but you love his pharmaceuticals? You love his way of living? You love his diet? You love his society? His alcoholic beverages? His kicking spots? You hate the white man, but you love the way he lives. And that's what you're fighting for. Let me live like these white boys, man. Let me get it how I live. He got the Porsche, I need the Porsche. If you hate them, you're supposed to hate everything about them. Because they don't got no love of the Most High in them, man. I mean, do they? They don't love the Most High. And they show you daily by the way they deal with you. No matter what you have, no matter how you try to rub elbows with the upper echelon, I'm rubbing elbows. And I got me my corporate job, and I'm suit and tied down. I'm looking dapper to Dapper Dan. They still hate you. They hate you for real, for real. But if they have to choose, guess what they're going to choose? They're going to choose their own. They're going to choose their own, man. And then you got some of our people that'll choose them over you. So this hate thing, we got to get back to loving. Yeah, it says abhor not an Edomite, so that's what it says. Don't hate them. You know why you can't walk around and carry that hate in you? Because we know what hate does. Listen, at this point in time, we don't have the mental mental capacity to filter hate. Because if you carry that type of spirit around with you, hate is a strong spirit. We know that hate leads to what? Go to Matthews. What does hate lead to? Right, you know, and you know what? Read verse 23 in that Psalms.
God. Verse 23. Search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart.
Naomi, go and get the charger out the car for me. Go ahead.
Try me, and know my thoughts.
And know my what?
Thoughts.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. And see if there be any wicked way in me.
Right. You see, David was like, look, I hate them that hate you. Now look into my mind and see if that's wicked. Was it? Lie. No, it wasn't. Because David was looking at, and remember, who was David talking about here? Who was David on the run from?
Saul.
His own kinsman. His own brother. Wasn't running from Esau. Right? He might have had a few nations on his back, but he was running from his own kinsman. So, think about it. He was talking, a lot of this, he was hitting on Israel. He was talking about Israelites here. So how powerful did that have to be for him to say, I hate them that hate you? So was he going off of color and nationality? No. He was going off the fact that they hated the Most High because of their ways. Y'all get this? Plug this in for me. Where did I say we were going to go next?
Matthew.
Go to Matthews. Let me find it. Because this hate, if you carry around hate the wrong way, see, David said he had perfect hatred because it wasn't based off emotion. It wasn't based off of, oh, you too light skinned or you too dark skinned or you're a female or you're a male. He hated the evil, man. Like when I look at America, I don't hate the trees. I don't hate the land. You know what I do hate? The homosexuality, the drugs, the feminists, the whole feminist movement, the woman empowerment. I hate that. I hate those spirits. I don't hate Ohio. I don't hate California.
It's like Atlanta. You don't hate Atlanta.
I don't hate Atlanta.
Yeah.
But Atlanta is actually beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Atlanta got trees and it's green and it's plush. But guess what I do hate? The faggotry that's running through there. That's what I hate. I hate to see that.
10% AIDS population.
The AIDS that's going through there. It's AIDS ridden. I thought it was more than 10%. Niggas out there just giving it. 10% is high. They out there just passing it out like it's Halloween candy. They just passing the HIV, right? Like it's Halloween, like it's trick or treat. But that's what I hate, man. When I look at people and I look at the way they do things, contrary to the Most High, I hate the way they do things. I don't hate that person. A lot of the people that push all this stuff, we don't even know. And yeah, a lot of them are Israel. But we're supposed to hate the evil things that come from people, not the people themselves, because then where's your cutoff? Where's your filter?
You don't have one.
You won't have one, because then you'll be able to hate this person for no reason, hate that person, hate that person, hate that person. Now you're just misjudging and hate. And when you carry that hate around, what does that hate lead to?
Death. Murder.
It leads to murder. Right? What is it, Matthews?
5:21.
Matthews 5. Yep. Go there real quick.
Red top.
Hold on. Yeah, read that.
Matthew 5, verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time,
Right?
Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right?
Verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause,
Yeah, you hate your brother without a cause? Go ahead.
shall be in danger of judgment.
Because again, if I'm fashioned and I keep my mind in the spirit of hate, I'll end up hating people but without a true cause and without a real reason. I'm no longer looking at the evil that's coming and hating the negative, but I'm looking at the person. I'm looking at your skin color. I'm looking at your hair color. I'm looking at your nationality. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka,
right,
shall be in danger of the council.
Right. Go ahead.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire.
And the point that I was trying to go is 21, where he said, ye have heard that it was said of them of old, thou shalt not kill. Because that killing, he's showing you, where does the killing come from? Well, it comes from that hating, that grudging spirit. Now, if I'm rolling around just hating my heart, just hating Esau, just hating them, where does the wisdom come in to be able to deal with them? Scripture says, agree with thy adversary quickly. But if I hate you, I'm not going to agree with anything you say. So when you pull me over and blast me in the face and beat all my kids and pull them out the car and slam them on the concrete, ain't they justified? Well, he didn't comply. He didn't listen. Remember, Wisdom of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse 22 says, wisdom will not enter into a malicious spirit. Hate is a malicious emotion.
Yeah.
If not properly corralled, and none of us know how to do that. I'm sorry. Because we misjudge. We look at things for the outward. What's that?
1 John 3:15 goes.
What you got? Read it.
Where we want to go. 1 John 3:15. Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer.
Whosoever what?
Hated his brother is a murderer.
Read.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Yeah, because that hate is abiding in you. So the way you practice not being fashioned and dwelling in hate, you gotta, you almost have to. I know it's hard for some because they look at the white man and it's like they want to kill them all. And we're gonna get ours, but you gotta let the patience of the scriptures come through. That's the thing. You gotta let the wisdom shine. Remember, it says the wisdom is gonna be our wisdom, and the law is gonna be our wisdom and knowledge in the sight of the nations. So nowhere in the law does it say to go hate somebody. Remember, it says to love you. It says pray for your enemies. It says pray for your enemies. It says pray for them that despitefully use you. Right? It says, let's get it real quick. I know I'm quoting them. Let's get that one in Matthew's, where it says, yeah.
It's 5:44.
Yep.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 44.
Yeah, man. Read that.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 44.
Go ahead. We're going to go there.
But I say unto you, love your enemies.
He said what?
Love your enemies.
He said what?
Love your enemies.
Now, there's definitely balance to this. Because the Bible also says, never trust your enemy. Right? So, what's going on here? Well, is it saying I got to sit up and be lovey-dovey with the white man and kiss his ass and hold his hand and eat dinner with him and kick it and do all that? No, all I got to do is just be at peace with him. The scriptures say, be at peace with all men. The scriptures say, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will inherit the kingdom. So I don't have to go out and start a riot with the white man to prove a point. I just got to be at peace. I just got to sit back and let him get what he's going to get. Because he's going to get it. But that don't mean it got to come from you. That don't mean you got to be the perpetuator of hate for the white man. Because again, what's going to stop you from hating the wrong person? Bro rolls in, he look like an Edomite. Daddy's Judah. Right? Mom is looking like, he look like Blake Griffin. You know how Blake Griffin looked? His dad is dark night. Dark. His mom is a redhead Edomite. What does he look like? He looks like a white Edomite, redhead. But he's Judah. You gonna hate him because of his skin color? But see, if you have that hate in you, nothing is gonna stop you from hating him without a cause. You see that?
God.
I just want to say one thing, like with that hating like you explaining, we'll be just like them.
We'd be just like them. We'd be just running around in a hateful mode. That's what they do. See, there got to be a difference between us and the nations. The nations hate us, we know it, just by the things they do towards us. But we can't be like them. How are we going to be washed, cleansed, and set apart and be just like the nations? We're supposed to be elevated. So the one way you elevate is this. Read it again.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 44.
Go ahead.
But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you.
Do what?
Bless them that curse you.
Go ahead.
Do good to them that hate you.
Read.
And pray for them which despitefully use you.
Go ahead.
And persecute you.
Go ahead.
Verse 45. That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, you want to be a child of God? You better stick to these principles. Stop letting that hate rule you. Stop letting that malicious spirit take over and take the good out of you. Because that's what it does. It taints you. It taints you, man. It takes away the good that's in you. Evil is or hate is a strong emotion, man. They say it's a strong word. It's emotional as hell. Hate you. It ain't no stronger than any other word, but it's a strong emotion because it will lead you into that murderous spirit. Read on.
For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust.
You see how Yahweh Shai was breaking down how the Most High deals? Think about it. Is the Most High like, yeah, I'm going to let the sunlight just shine on the righteous. You wicked niggas, y'all don't get no rain, y'all don't get no sun, y'all don't get no food, y'all don't get nothing. Why? Why? Because everybody deserves a chance to go from evil to good. Everybody gets a chance to change. And a lot of times what changes a person is that when they see that they're doing somebody a injustice or despitefully using them, and then you do them well, they're like, damn, I did them wrong. And it hits them. And they change that way. That rendering evil for evil, that don't get nobody nowhere. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 46. For if ye love them which love you,
read.
What reward have ye?
Yeah, where's the reward in that? Loving them that love you. We love each other, okay, fine. But what reward do you get from that? See, the reward is in lowering that pride, lowering that mind and saying, you know what? Let me condescend and understand where this person is coming. Now, obviously, Esau's on a whole other level of hate and evil. We ain't got to condescend and understand where the hell they're coming from. They're coming from a mode of hatred. We know that. We know that, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that we go out and render evil for evil and railing for railing. We got to deal in this wisdom and be elevated past their hate with this knowledge. Go ahead.
God. Do not even the publicans the same.
Yeah, don't the hypocrites, don't the publicans and sinners love each other? Right? Yeah, they love each other. They're like, oh, that's the homie. Go ahead.
God. Verse 47. And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others?
Read.
Do not even the publicans so?
Read.
Be ye therefore perfect.
Come on.
Even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right. Now go to Ecclesiastes 28. Verse what? Verse 3. You can do it. I mean, y'all getting this, right?
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 28 verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another.
Go ahead.
And do it, he seek pardon from the Most High.
That second part was a question. So if you're bearing hatred against somebody else, how you gonna seek pardon from the Most High? Because you got to think about it. If you're bearing hatred towards somebody and they do wrong against you, if you got that hatred in your heart, you're not gonna forgive them. When Christ was about forgiving, Christ was all about forgiving your brother. So how can you have hatred towards somebody else and then you're gonna ask the Most High to forgive you for your sins when you mess up? Read verse 3 again from the top.
Ecclesiastes 28 verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another.
Go ahead.
And doeth he seek pardon from the Most High?
Yeah, you can't seek pardon from the Most High if you got hatred against your brother. That's why the scripture in Matthew tells you about if you have a problem with your brother and you're finna bring your gift to the altar, to the Most High, leave your gift at the altar and reconcile with your brother before you go and bring this gift to the Most High, because the Most High is not gonna hear it. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. He showeth no mercy to a man, which is like himself.
Listen, you'll show no mercy unto a man which is like you. Now this right here, that sounds like Esau. That's how Esau is. That's how the white man is. He ain't gonna show us no mercy. He ain't showed us no mercy during slavery. He ain't showing us no mercy now. But see, this is the thing. We're separate. The Most High separated the good from the bad. He separated the holy from the unholy, the clean from the unclean. So how would people know that we're clean, that we're righteous people? Because we can forgive the brother the hurt that we done. But we're not naive. We know we ain't finna trust. We know we ain't finna trust you. Because like iron rusted, so you gonna rust.
So is that wickedness gonna come out?
So is that wickedness gonna rest in you. But we're not naive to the situation. Like, oh yeah, we just gonna love you like these Uncle Tom coons. That's not us. Read verse 4 from the top.
Verse 4. He showeth no mercy to a man, which is like himself.
Yeah, Esau got no mercy. When you read the scriptures and you read about the Most High, what is the Most High about? He's about long suffering. He's about mercy. He's about right.
It said the Most High is very merciful.
Very kind.
Very merciful. That's why, bro, if that wasn't the case, we'd be gone. You know, the Most High don't hate the filth that we do daily.
And
You think he don't hate that? You think the Most High don't hate the filth that he sees that comes out of our mouth, that comes out of our thoughts, that the things that we physically do? You think he don't hate it?
kind.
How come he didn't wipe us out yet? Ain't he justified?
Oh man.
But that's why it said, be like your Father, be thou perfect like your Father in heaven. Because every time he gives you that grace, he gives you that mercy, that chance to change and fix it.
Read verse 3 again from the top, just from what you're saying. Really think about it. Read verse 3.
Ecclesiastes 28 verse 3.
Go ahead.
One man beareth hatred against another.
So if you want to hold on to the hate, I'm gonna hate the white man. I'm gonna hate this chick at work. I'm gonna hate this guy at work. Or I'm gonna hate this person. I'm gonna hate this person. If you wanna hold on to that hate, read.
And doeth he seek pardon from the Most High?
But you want to seek pardon from the Most High, but look at how many times, and look at how many things that you've done against the Most High, where the Most High should hate you, or the Most High should have killed you, but He's blessed you in every way, shape, and form. He's had mercy on you.
And you know what? Think about it. He said, "For Jacob I have loved, Esau I have hated." Some of our people are worse than Esau.
God.
Some of our people are worse than Esau in their mentality and the way they deal with their own brother. Some of our people are worse than the white man, because you'll go out and kill your brother because he looked at you funny, or because he got something that you want. You'll go out there and literally break into his house and execute him over some money, or a pair of shoes, or a jacket, or a chain. Like, our people are worse than the nations.
Verse 4.
Verse 4. He showeth no mercy to a man, which is like himself.
Yeah, remember, man, we're humans. We're humans at the end of the day. We're men. Hold that. Somebody give me Ecclesiastes chapter 17, verse 30.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 30.
Read.
For all things cannot be in men.
Yeah, like hatred can't be in a man. Just like, what did it say? Scripture says, like, pride is not supposed to be in man.
Like pride was not created for anything that was born of a woman.
was it? Man, it was anger. The scripture
it
said anger wasn't created for man.
And it says pride, and it says a furious anger.
Furious anger. Yeah. So read verse 30 from the top.
For all things cannot be in men.
So you gotta see, man, certain things, certain emotions, it's not supposed to be in you at all. Read.
Ecclesiastes 10:18. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman.
But why? Read.
Because the Son of Man is not immortal.
Because at the end of the day, we're mortals. We are not immortals.
And we don't know how to wield that hate. David was a mortal also, but guess what? David had a lot more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Think about it. Think about this. If a man took a javelin and threw it at your head, what would be your first reaction? If I took this right now and threw it at you, what would be your first reaction? You'd be mad as hell, right? And then you probably want to revenge. You probably grab the first thing you could, and then we'd be. But a man threw a javelin at David's face, and he ran. He didn't grab the javelin out the wall and throw it back. He fled.
That's the equivalent to like somebody shooting at your head.
And not that David was some punk and couldn't grab that javelin and destroy Saul, because there was times when David had Saul dead to rights, had him sleep when he caught him in the hills, when he took his canteen, and then he yelled at his officer like, "Listen, this is how you protect your king." David could have killed Saul right then and there, but he knew. I can't get emotional behind this. I can't let hate rule me. Not to the point where I'm going to kill somebody because he wouldn't have been justified. But us as mortals, we don't know how to carry hate. Again, what is love, class?
Utilizing the commandments.
What is love? We went over it the other day. No greater love than a man lay down his life for his brother. We barely know how to do that. We barely know how to love the right way. You barely know how to lay your life down for your brother, so how can you hate? Y'all get it now? We barely know how to do the love part. So the hate, we cannot dwell in hatred at all, man. You gotta let things, bro. When they say bless them that despitefully use you, if y'all only knew, man, like, remember, Christ had the power to call down fire and call down the angels to destroy this world. And he never did. He said the Son of Man has not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. Ain't that what we here for? So if we sitting here hating people, you're not going to really give a chance to save them, because you're not going to want to. You're going to be like, nigga, I hate you. So guess what? I'm not talking to you. Think about it. When you hate somebody, you ain't talking to them. You ain't looking at them. Cold shoulder, side eye, ice grill, all that. Right? Everything short answers. You know when you hate a person. Or even, forget about even hating somebody. When you're just agitated with a person. You're just agitated and you roll in a certain spirit. So imagine if you hated a person. It would be like murder. It would be like murder. So we can't operate in that spirit, man, at all. You gotta really, if you got hate in you, for anybody, you gotta really pray to the Most High to get that hate up out of you, because the wisdom is not entering to you. The wisdom of the Most High is not really going into your members and overtaking. You finished that?
Back to Ecclesiastes 28, read verse 4 and 5.
Ecclesiastes 28 verse 4.
Read.
He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself.
Go ahead.
And doeth he ask forgiveness of his own sins?
Yeah, you won't show mercy to somebody. You won't forgive somebody that's just like you, that's a man just like you, or a woman just like you. But you're going to ask forgiveness from the Most High for your sins? And he's not, the Most High is not a man. But you're a man and you won't forgive another man or forgive another woman? Read verse 5.
Right, like Mustafa just said it. You hate the white man, but you'll sit there and bet on football, love basketball. Oh, the Patriots are my favorite team. What the hell? I thought you hated the white man. You posted up NFL draft, NBA draft, this combine, that combine. See, we got it all twisted, man. We hate the wrong thing. You're supposed to hate the combine, because guess what that mimics?
Slavery.
That mimics slavery when they had us on auction blocks. You're supposed to hate the economic system of this country because it's slavery. You're supposed to hate the holidays and all these different things that this country pushes because it's all demonic. Don't hate the man, hate the spirit. Hate the spirit that man comes in. Don't hate the flesh. Hate the spirit, man. Hate the spiritual things that are around you that you want to indulge in. Hate the shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. Hate that. Hate the fact that they put that in everything for you to fall. Hate that, man. When you start hating those things, it's going to start making you more careful. It's going to start making you want to search the wisdom just a little bit more. But if you sit there just hating the white man every time he roll up, you're going to be like, you're going to turn into a ball of hate. They're going to see it because guess what? Spirits recognize spirits. So their hateful ass spirit's going to see the hate on you and it's going to be a confrontation. Why do you think it always is? Because bros don't know how to control their emotions.
Verse 5, and that's it.
Verse 5. If he that is but flesh nourisheth hatred.
No, he does what?
Nourish hatred.
Go ahead.
Who will entreat for pardon of his sins?
Yeah, read that from the top, man.
It
Verse
says
5.
you nourish. Like you give place to you fuel hatred. You nourish it. Every instance. You feed it.
Take care of it.
You feed it. And you feed it. Every time you get into something, you let the hate bubble in you, and now and then it causes a reaction. Then you take that reaction and you add it to your database of hate.
Could that be like, and for example, could that be fueled by others as well? Like for instance, how, we get kind of desensitized to our people getting slaughtered in the news or our women being yoked up by the cops. Could that be something utilized to like push hate in us for that?
Wait, you say the things that we see?
Yeah, like the things that we see, the things that we maybe experience. Could that be like a form of fueling to have us hate the individuals or the group of individuals that are doing this to our people?
Listen, yeah, it's supposed to fuel you, but not into hate. It's supposed to fuel you to get off your ass,
right,
study, and get this word out. We get fueled the wrong way. It's like I'm gonna let it push. I'm gonna let what I see on Facebook and all the atrocities. I'm gonna let that fuel me into just hate. I'm gonna sit behind my keyboard and hate. I'm gonna be the ultimate hater. Once you be the ultimate warrior, won't you let that fuel you into studying so you can help your people not be in those situations? That's all it really boils down to. What's being fueled in you? If you're nourishing the hate, that's not the right way to do it. You got to nourish your spirit through the wisdom. And it's about putting yourself in a position to help others. You get that? Haram.
Yeah, I just want to say I saw a video the other day, and it stuck with me because this guy was talking about mental intelligence and emotional intelligence. And he was talking about how it could be a psychology teacher at a college or whatever, somebody that has all these attributes, but then they don't know how to control their emotions.
Right, because emotions is what gets us in problems. We don't know how to control the emotions. That's why you can't be too lovey, you can't hate, you can't be too joyous, you can't be too sorrowful. You always got to find balance in all the emotions that we deal with. Y'all get that?
God.
What's that?
You mentioned something in Sirach chapter 10, I think.
10 and 18.
10 and 18.
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah. Listen, I want to get into this class though. I know y'all got questions, but we got Sabbath class tomorrow. We can hit them all. So just hold the rest of the questions. Mustafa, I'll get to that question about the childbirth. We can hit those tomorrow. Just hold them. And then whatever else y'all want us to go over. I want to get into this class. Another important one. Go to so what we're going to be dealing with today. What are we dealing with today? We're going to be dealing with the members of the body and the importance of not just the body, because you have a body and then you have its members, right? Head, legs, shoulders, feet, and toes. Legs, shoulders, feet, and toes, right? I messed it up. But we're going to go through and just really examine, man, the importance of the body, the importance of each individual in the body, and really why you're needed, why you're here. Go to, let's define the word body. What you got for body? Somebody look that up. Body. The word body. And you know, it's important, man. It's a reminder because, you know, brothers and sisters will come in and they don't really understand why they were led to the truth, or why they were led to the truth this way, where there is a body, there is structure, there is a camp, or whatever you want to call it, congregation, camp, building, school. A lot of people ain't led to this. Think about it. With all the millions of Israelites, I feel like it's millions, all the thousands of Israelites, how come schools and buildings ain't filled up with brothers and sisters? Well, not everybody gets to experience the truth in this type of way that y'all are. Y'all are, listen, privileged. You know why? When Yahushua rolled, did he roll by himself? Did he not have a school of brothers with him? Did he not have a camp? Did he not have a body of brothers that rolled with him? Right? He had 12 bros. Right. And they were privileged to be able to roll with, each man had 12 brothers to roll with. It was 13 total, but each, if you took a man out there, I got 12 brothers I could roll with. Peter, he got 12 brothers. John, 12 brothers. Even Judas was privileged to have 12 brothers that he could roll with and counsel and have his back and lay out his life. And it's something special about it. But in those 12 men, what had to happen with these 12 men? They all had to play a part. And they all had a part. Yep. Yahushua was the head, and these 12 men composed the body. Right? Now, imagine if when he rolled up on Peter, and Peter was like, nah, nigga, I ain't going. Nah, I'm going to stay here and fish. Imagine if one of the apostles he would have picked was like, yeah, I can't do that right now. I'm busy. They would have missed out on what they should have seen, and they wouldn't have been able to play their part and get a lot of things added to them. Because you'll see that in the body, it ain't about, well, I'm the foot, let me stay the foot. It ain't about, well, I'm the arm, let me stay the arm. It's a lot more to it. Yep. So what we got for body?
Body, the physical structure of a person or an animal, including the bones, flesh, and organs.
Right.
And a few synonyms are anatomy, shape, framework, skeleton, physique.
Right. So that's one definition of body, the physical anatomy. What you got?
I downloaded the Webster 1828 edition.
Yes, he did.
Dictionary.
That's the one that. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's the dictionary y'all want. Y'all want to download that app, Webster's 1828 Webster's Dictionary? It gives you the definition of the word. It'll even give you scriptures.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll even throw scriptures in there for you when you look up certain words. So what you got?
I got
Webster's Dictionary 1828. You can get it in the App Store, free. Read number 5.
That's what I was going to
and read number 7.
Number 5 states, a collective mass. A number of individuals.
A what?
A number of individuals.
Okay.
Or particulars united. as the body of mankind.
Read number 7.
Number 7, a corporation.
A what?
A corporation.
Right, so if we're the body of Christ, we're the corporation of Christ, right?
God.
He's the COO, CEO, boss. Go ahead.
A number of men.
A what?
A number of men.
Yeah, so for all you anti-campers out there, that's like, I hate camps. Bro, if there's more than one of you, because there's a lot of brothers out there that don't like camps. Y'all are one big camp in yourselves, just so you know. So cut the BS. A number of men, go ahead.
United by a common tie.
Yeah, and if you hate camps and that's your common tie, then guess what? You a camp. You a camp, man. You're a body. You're a unit.
Yep.
You're a mass of men compiled together. So cut the crap. Go ahead.
By one form of government. Or by occupation.
Right, you see that? So a number of men, a corporation united by a common tie.
Yep.
Right? By one form of government or by an occupation.
And I like the occupation part because, you know, you got the scripture that says, walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you've been called. And vocation, when you look it up, it's career. It's your career, it's your occupation, it's your life. So with that, let's go into it. Let's do Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. So you got to ask yourself, why? Why are we united? Why did the Most High choose us? Why did He bring us together?
Let me get this. Read that. Ephesians 4, verse 14. No, but you got to ask yourself, but before you read it, why did He bring us together? Why did He say, you know what, I'm going to put you in the body? I'm not going to let you be an individualite, right? I'm not going to let you be a keyboard warrior, keyboard gangster. I'm going to put you in the setting of a body. Well, read it. This is why.
Ephesians 4:13.
4:14.
4:14.
Read.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
He didn't want you to be a what?
Children. Tossed to and fro.
See, you were put in this setting so you could have some structure. So you could have a purpose, because before this, you were tossed. You were tossed over into Kermit, right? You were tossed over into Jehovah Wickedness. You were tossed over into Christianity. You were tossed over by Islam, right? You were tossed into spirit. Oh, I'm just a spirit. I'm just spiritual. You were tossed, man, like a child. Like, oh, that sounds good today. Let me see what that's about. Oh yeah, that sounds good today. Oh, they get to wear weird caps with eagles' heads on them. I want to be down with that. Like, you were tossed around. So the Most High said, you know what? Let me stabilize this guy's mind. Let me stabilize this sister's mind, because every nigga with shiny rims she runs to. Every cat that looks like he got a decent bank account, she's on him. So let me bring her into the body and stabilize her mind with all the whatever you want to call it, rules, regulations, with all the structure, with all the order, because that's what those things do. They stabilize one's mind.
God.
Especially if you don't fight against it. If you fight, it's going to be hard to be stable. But He said what? Read it one more time.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Go ahead.
By the sleight of men.
Read.
And cunning craftiness.
Now, just think about it. Think about the bros we've been having up in here, that come in here and they're tossed with every wind of doctrine.
Yep.
The thing about them is what? They're not really attached to the body. They pop in, they pop out, and they always come with a whole new fairy tale, right? Man, I was watching this on YouTube, and it's like, bro, where is that in the Bible? Or man, I was watching this street speaking and reading this book, and I was listening to this spiritual guidance, Joel Osteen, and Benny Hinn had said. But the problem with them is that they haven't really committed. Yeah, it's funny. I know it's funny, but it's true. But the problem with them is what? They haven't committed to be part of the body. Because when it was like, well, you got to be the foot, they were like, hell no. The foot, nigga. I'm the crown. I ain't nobody's foot. Watch, you gonna see. When it was like, okay, you ready to commit? We need you to be the arm. The arm? Bruh. Like, what these niggas think? The arm, cuz?
I'm a chest.
Like, bruh. Yeah, like, nobody wants to be the butt cheek of the body. Right? Nobody wants to be the foot. Nobody wants to be the uncomely parts, so-called.
Toe.
The toe. The pinky. What you do with your pinky? Nothing. Get one of them real far boogers in your nose. I don't know. What you do with the pinky? If you in the world, you snort coke off the pinky now. Right? But nobody wants to be the pinky. Nobody wants to be the toe. Nobody wants to be the kneecap. You want to be the important things like the bicep. The biceps get all the glory. I want to be the pecs. No, I want to be the head. So what happens is it's like, no, bro, you can't be the head yet. You haven't learned how to be a toe. How the hell are you going to be the head if you haven't learned to be the toe? Well, no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be tossed to and fro with every wind. Ain't that how it goes?
All right.
Ain't that what we've been seeing? Brothers coming in, just disgruntled, spirits on them. Why? Because they're getting information from here, from here, from here, from here. They dip it into every well, and then when they finally just park it for a second, they spill it all out.
Yep.
Go ahead, read on.
And cunning craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive.
Go ahead, read on. 15.
But speaking the truth in love,
Read.
may grow up into him.
Wait, so why were we brought into the body? Read verse 15 again.
But speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things.
Read.
Which is the head.
Read.
Even Yahushua.
So we were brought into the body to grow up in Christ. But not just one aspect of your life. All aspects. It says it. But speaking the truth in love may grow up unto him in all things.
Yeah.
So the way you dealt with yourself, your woman, your children, your mama, your daddy, your mind, brothers, sisters, the nation.
It's everything.
It said speaking the truth in love. Or did it say hate? We just went over that, right? Read it one more time, verse 15.
Verse 15. But speaking the truth in love.
Oh yeah, I have fun with these classes. Go ahead.
May grow up into him in all things.
Go ahead.
Which is the head.
Right, so it's showing you that in this body, there has to be a head. There has to be a supreme thinker. The head is Yahushua. It's telling us. Go ahead.
Even Yahushua.
Read.
From whom the whole body fitly joined together.
You see that? So the head is Yahushua, but in him, we all supposed to fitly join together. Remember, the definition of body is a number of men united by a common tie. Right? So what is the common tie that unites us? It's Yahushua. It's the wisdom. It's the Most High. It's the love of the wisdom. It's the love of, or it should be, the love of sacrifice, the love of giving up, the love of losing. He that loses life for my sake shall gain it, but he that gaineth his life shall lose it. So the love of following in the steps of Yahushua and growing up in him and not being tossed to and fro and talking and loving in truth and in love. Those are the reasons why you were brought into the body. You know why? Because before that, you didn't know how to do these things. Before that, you weren't doing that. You were tossed. You were hateful. You were a child. Tossed. You were simple. But as you grow up in Yahushua, as he brings you into this setting to say, you know what? I'm going to show you how to really grow. I'm going to show you how to live. You're supposed to grow up and say, damn, okay. Because the growing up, the experiences as we read, who do they come from? Where do the experiences come from? Y'all with me? Y'all getting me so far? So if
you say the experience comes
if we're all in a body together,
from each other.
Thank you. So you are with me. The experiences come from one another. Where do the attributes come from?
From one another as well.
From one another, right? And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's a warm-up, right? We warm it up. We like that old coal train. The more coal you put, the warmer it gets, right? Read verse 16.
From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth.
Wait, every joint does what?
Supplieth.
Go ahead.
According to the effectual working in the measure of every part.
Right, so it is basically in simple form, it's telling you that every part is going to supply the needs of each other.
Right.
Through Christ. Christ is going to filter down through the body, and the body is going to work for each other. It's like, think about it. Your brain sends a signal, your heart beats. Your brain sends a signal, and then your heart beats and does what? It pumps the blood through your body. It oxygenates. You ain't got to think about those things. It just happens. The body works for each other. You blink to do what? Keep your eyes moist. Right? Yeah, but you do it. The eyelids are working for the eyes. The lungs are working for the body. The heart is working for the body. The brain, the signals, this, that. It all works for the body and the function. You see that? Just making sure y'all are with me. Go to Ephesians. Go to Ephesians 2:19. So we get it that we were brought together for a purpose. But not just brought into the wisdom just to say, hey, I got the wisdom, guys. I know the Bible. Christ is black, guys. Cool, dude. No, it's to speak to one another in love. It's to no more be tossed around like little ass children, like rag dolls in your mind. Why else? Ephesians 2:19.
Ephesians 2:19.
Go ahead.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers.
Read.
And foreigners.
Read.
But fellow citizens.
So you were brought into the body to no longer be a stranger. To no longer be called a Gentile. You were brought in so you could know who you really are. And how to, not just to know your customs, because it's one thing to know we got to keep the Passover. But ain't it another thing to do it? And do it with like-minded people? Ain't it another thing to learn the wisdom? Not just online, but sit in class and learn it and then know how to use it? See, that's what we are called for. Into the body. That's the importance of the body. Not just to, oh yeah, go read Deuteronomy. But now I could actually see Deuteronomy in play. The 28th chapter. I can see these things in play. Why? Because you'll see people coming in there still stuck in the curses. Now you're like, oh wow, that's how I used to be. Oh snap. Look what the wisdom has done for me. So read it one more time.
Ephesians 2 verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints.
Go ahead.
And of the household of the Most High.
Read.
And are built upon the foundation of the apostles.
So you were brought to build your foundation on who?
The apostles.
Who else?
And prophets.
And who else?
Yahushua HaMashiach.
Go ahead.
Himself, being the chief cornerstone.
Because before all this, you had no foundation. Your foundation was built on the vain things of the world. Your foundation was Christmas, New Year's, Easter, homosexuality, lesbianism. Your foundation was, let me bang every chick that I can meet. Your foundation was, let me lay with every man that I meet. If he looks a certain way, if he's light-skinned enough, if his hair is long enough, if his car is shiny enough, if his bank account's big enough, if her boobs are big enough, if it jiggles just the right way. That was what our foundations were built on, man. Jack Daniels, Jack and Coke. your foundation was Henny and Coke. Henny and Hypnotic. That's what I'm founded on. Section 8. Our foundations were all the wrong foundations. And I'm saying these are your foundations because this is what some of us live for. You live only to get Section 8. You lived only to get that EBT card. What do they call it? EBT?
EBT card.
Right. EBT card refilled at 12:01.
Play ball or so dope.
Right. That's the only thing that brought you joy. The only thing that brought you joy was to be able to sit in some man's car that looked good, and you be the trophy in the passenger seat. The only thing that brought you joy was your parents telling you, baby, I love you. See, we're brought into a new foundation. What is that foundation supposed to be founded on? Well, we know it's the prophets. We know it's the apostles. We know it's Christ. But your foundation now is the law, the wisdom, the application. Go ahead.
Verse 21. In whom all the building fitly framed together.
The whole building does what?
Fitly framed together.
How do we all become fitly framed together? How does that work? Well, Corinthians 1 and 10, being the same mind and same judgment. That's how it works. Understanding your purpose. Understanding what you were called for. And not that you were just called, but called to what? Let me get some of that tissue, please. What were you called to be? Well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Remember, we're warming up. Go ahead.
Framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Most High.
Go ahead.
In whom ye also are builded together. For an habitation.
For a what?
Habitation.
Come on.
Of Yahweh through the Spirit.
You see what you built for? You see why we built into this body? You're built as a habitation for the Spirit.
God.
Y'all get it?
God.
Do y'all really?
God.
I do.
This is what we were called for, man, to be joint fitly together like brick and mortar. You know how tight brick and mortar gets fitted?
Oh, that's like when it says fitly, definition of fitly is properly framed.
Now think about it. If I got a foot on the end of my wrist,
It's not properly.
is that fitly together? No, right?
Like how would it benefit you?
How would it benefit?
Yeah.
What would be the purpose of a foot at the end of my wrist? Or my feet at the end of my ankles?
Be dropping everything.
Dropping everything, can't pick nothing up. The functionality has now been taken away. Right? So we're establishing why we gotta be in this body. Well, there's many more other purposes. There's many more reasons why. Right? But while we establish that Yahweh Shai is the head of the body. Right? Go to Colossians 1 verse 17.
Sure. You know 1.2 in Ephesians 2 and 22 where it says, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of God in the Spirit. Listen, we're brought together so the Most High can dwell amongst us. It says a habitation of God through the Spirit. Where 2 or 3 is gathered.
Dwell in us.
Yeah.
So he can dwell in a habitation is where something lives.
Son.
Remember, the kingdom of heaven, neither here nor there. The kingdom of heaven is within you.
That's when people see the body, when people see how we maneuver, they should be like, oh man, I've never seen this anywhere before. Like when they see how we deal, how we handle things, our mentality, how strong we are mentally, how we work and take care of each other. There's nowhere else in the world.
There's a scripture that says that you'll know that the love of me dwelleth in you by the way you deal with your brothers. It's in John. I think it's in 1 John or in John the 15th chapter. Look at John 15, but I think it might be in 1 John. But what he's saying is absolutely right. So you see, the reason why we're tempered together in this body is to be able to build this ultimate temple for the Spirit of the Most High to dwell in us.
It's like just when you look in the world, God is not anywhere in the world right now unless he's going to do some destruction.
God.
He's nowhere. So people are lost. People are looking. So when they see us, when they see how we walk, how we talk, how we deal, yeah, that's what makes us that light. Because they out there in darkness. So when they see that light, man, they're like, man, what is it? What is it about you, Lamar?
It's 1 John 4 verse 14.
Is that what it is?
15.
Yeah. Read it real quick.
1 John chapter 4 verse 6, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever shall confess that Yahweh Shai is the Son of God, God dwelleth in them.
Right.
And he in God.
Read.
And we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world.
And I'm not.
That's one, but there was one that was. Man. I'm gonna find it. That's one, but I thought it was worded. I'm gonna go to John 15, but go to John 15 real quick. I want to. Maybe I'm misquoting it. You know my misquoting self. I'm the misquoter. I be hacking scriptures. I be wanting them to sound a certain way. I be wanting them to sound a certain way in my brain. 15. That's for St. John what?
13:35. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples.
Read it.
If you have love one to
Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think that's what I'm quoting.
13:35.
St. John 13:35. I think that's what I'm quoting.
St. John, chapter 13, verse 35.
Go ahead.
But this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Yeah, because when they see us tempered together in the body, in the same mind, same judgment, every man playing their position that they were ordained to play, they'll see it. They see it out there. Why do you think when we're unified, they come up against us?
Like they want to come out in the street speak at the same spots that we're street speaking at now. Not speaking of the camps, speaking of just regular churches.
Yeah. Well, why you think? I remember the last couple of times we'd be out there street speaking, and 4 or 5 units that have to come up. I'm like, bro, it's 4 of us, 4 or 5 of us, 6 of us. You got 4 or 5 units, 2 cops each, because what they're looking at is brothers dressed in the same mind, same judgment. It makes it look like there's 100 of us. But they see that love between us. So they're like, oh no, we can't have this black love.
And you know, when you think about it too, because of the way we're out there and we're street speaking and we're speaking the truth and we're speaking what's been done to us, you could tell like that they'll be out there like, man, these guys still haven't gotten into an altercation out here yet.
Right.
Like it's like they're expecting some form of negativity, but every time a call they get a call that's it's a noise ordinance. That's all they ever get. But that's another way that you can see how we're the disciples. We're the light because of how we carry ourselves out there. We ain't out there fighting. We ain't out there slapping nobody. We ain't out there cussing out nobody. So when they see us, they do see a standard.
They see that love. Right. They see that unity. Jeremiah.
I used to say that too back in the day. Like, I said when they held raves and stuff.
Right.
Like for Esau, you might see maybe one trooper or one constable. But I say the reason I think that they try to send all the police out, but when they see us gathered together and we in peace and want to break it up, because they don't know if we just partying or we actually like praying to the Most High. Because they know when we unify together and calling on the Most High, they got toe up. Yeah,
they listen. The bottom line is they hate the unity. They hate the fact that we operate in this. Think about the military. The military operates in a body structure, in a ranking structure, right? And when you don't break ranks, what happens? It's hard to defeat that military. They hate that, man. Go to Colossians. Go back to Colossians 1. And you can start at verse 17.
Colossians chapter 1, verse 17.
Go ahead.
And he is before all things.
Read.
And by him all things consist.
This is speaking of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And he is the head of the body.
He is the what?
He is the head of the body.
Yahweh Shai is the head, if you didn't know. Yahweh Shai is the head of the body. Go ahead.
The church. Who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead.
Come on.
That in all things he might have the preeminence.
Right. Now go to Ephesians 1 and verse 19. So now we're dealing with Yahweh Shai being the head of the body. The head. So what are we understanding here? That we were called into a body. Now, were you called into a body of a bunch of gangsters? Where you got a mob boss where you just got some whack boss running everything? Well, no, it just said that Christ is the head. So a lot of people run from, where do they run from? They run from camps and bodies and congregating, whatever you want to call it. You go, I can't have no man telling me what to do, right? Ain't no man gonna tell me how to. But Christ is the head. Christ is the head of the body. Christ runs this. We just filter down information, right? Ephesians 1 and verse 19.
Ephesians chapter 1, verse 19.
Y'all funny. Go ahead, read.
And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe?
Come on.
According to the working of his mighty power.
Come on.
Which he wrought in Christ when he raised him from the dead.
Come on.
And set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places.
Read verse 21.
Far above all principalities.
So he's saying he put, the Most High put Yahushua where?
Far above all principalities.
Go ahead.
And power.
Read.
And might.
Read.
And dominion.
Come on.
And every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come.
Right, so no matter how you try to escape it, slice it, dice it, Yahushua is going to be the head now. And it said, where else?
In all that is, Salah, but also in that which is to come.
Right, so also in the kingdom to come. Read verse 22.
And hath put all things under his feet.
See, the Most High did this. He put all things under Christ's feet. Go ahead.
And gave him to be the head over all things.
Some things.
All things.
A little bit of the things.
All things.
The things just here on earth.
All things.
Come on.
To the church.
Read.
Which is his body.
Which is what?
Is his body.
Read.
The fullness of him that filleth all in all.
Right, so.
Can I say one thing on that too? Like, it says it's his body. It's Christ's body. So, you know, one thing that we do got to realize is that, listen, if we do this for Christ, everything that we do is in his name and it's for his work, and it's what he called us for. Like, we're not gathering here and like, oh yeah, you know what, we're supposed to have class from 7 to 10 or from 6 to 9, but you know what? Nah, let's not do class today. Let's go out and kick it. Let's just go kick it.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do.
Let's just
go hit happy hour.
God.
Wouldn't that be easy?
Or you know what? Tomorrow's a Shabbat. We're gonna get out of here late. Listen, instead of class, let's go have a barbecue.
Let's have what is it? Brunch. Let's go hit mimosas, bottomless.
Yeah.
Let's go to Midtown, right? We could do mimosas. We could bring our Bibles with us, right? We could share scriptures and toss around good smooth sayings. But nah, we dedicate to what we've been doing. Why? Because we do it to glorify the Most High through Christ.
Right.
We keep the standard. Y'all see this?
Yeah, it's not like a body. It's not our body. It's not what we want to do.
It's not our work. Y'all get that, right? It's not our work. But see, once you realize that this ain't your work, that the good shepherd left it, he left it to you for you to take care of it. Think about it, man. When somebody lets you borrow their car, you drive it like it's yours. You take a little bit more extra care, right? You make sure that you looking more into that side view mirror, right? Before you start, you like, oh, looking over your shoulder. When you pull up to the curb, right? You make sure you don't hit the front.
You don't even feel comfortable driving.
You don't even feel. Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't even feel you on edge. You driving on eggshells when you in somebody else's vehicle, unless you just a brute beast animal that don't care about other people's stuff. Now, how much more the care of what the Most High has left to us? How much more the wisdom that the Most High has given us to do what? To come together in this body, to be tempered together and fitly joint together. To do what? Is it to just say we a body? Oh yeah, we gather every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Dumpty. Nah, but it's for an example for the people. It's for one another. Remember, we do it for each other. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 12. Because we dealt with why we are called into the body, we dealt with the head of the body. And we understand that we are the body, right? And Yahweh Shai dwells in us. Not only are we the body, but we're the members of the body. The body needs members. 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 12.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12.
Go ahead.
For as the body is one.
The body is what?
Is one.
Is what?
Is one.
Now what makes the body one? Well, we read the definition. And somebody give me 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. But the body, a corporation, a number of men united by one common tie. So what makes the body one? Well, we know it's Christ. But is it the fact that, well, I believe in Christ this way and you believe in Christ this way? That you believe in virgin birth and I don't? No, it's this. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Master Yahweh Shai, that ye speak the same thing.
See, this is what makes us one body. Because we speak the same thing. What else?
And that there be no divisions among you.
And that there's no divisions among us. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. That's where we at. There's no division there. So it makes us fitly joint together.
Can I
Yeah, what you got?
So I got the definition of one just real quick. And it says it is used with another to denote mutuality or reciprocity. What is it? Reciprocation?
Reciprocation.
Reciprocation.
Right, where you at? I guess that. Yeah, reciprocation. So it is used with another to denote mutuality, meaning we're mutual partners. We agree on mutual things. Or reciprocation. You give, I can give. We reciprocate the same things back and forth. Right? What else? But be kind and assist one another. Use one another to denote average or mean appropriation. Coins. Let's see here.
Single by union.
Single by union.
Undivided.
Undivided. Read that again. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Master Yahweh Shai the Hamashiach, that ye all speak the same thing.
Right. Don't be divided. Go ahead.
And that there be no divisions among you.
Go ahead. Is that it? Go ahead.
But that ye be perfectly joined together.
You be what?
Perfectly joined together.
Fitly joined together. You ever see when they lay bricks and when it's not perfectly joined, what happens? You can push that wall over if they don't build, if those bricks don't fit. Or you ever see when they build, I see them build like a fireplace out of stones, right? That's around somebody's property. And what do they got to do? They got to chisel those bricks to fit jointly together to where you don't even need to mortar it. You can just lay them, and then you just lay them on top. Boom, boom. I like to watch people build stuff. But tightly fit together, joint together. Go ahead.
In the same mind.
Wait. In the what?
Same mind.
We are henceforth, where is it at? I just read it. For the body is one. Why? Read it again. Because we're in the same mind.
And in the same judgment.
And in the same judgment. That's what makes us one. Same mind, same judgment. Is that it? Right. Go back to Corinthians 12 and 12. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12. For the body is one. It has many members.
But see, it's one, but it got many members. But they all agree. Go ahead.
And all the members of that one body, being many, are one body.
You see that? Go ahead.
So also is Mashiach.
Read.
For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body.
Go ahead.
Whether we be Jews or Gentiles.
Read on.
whether we be bond or free,
Read.
and have been all made to drink into one spirit.
You see how it all comes back to one. It all comes back to the head. It all comes back to, because what is it about the head that controls the body? What is it about the head? Now let's forget about an actual body, but now think about Yahushua being the head and us as members of the body. What is it about us that makes it all fit together? What do we got to be thinking like? We got to be thinking like Yahushua. We got to be constantly in this wisdom. That's all. That's the gist of it. We got to think like Christ. WJCC. I never say that right. WWJD. What would Jesus do? Would he call fire from heaven and destroy a whole city? Or would he just say, you know what? If they don't want to hear you, dust off your feet and leave. It's simple things like that. Argue with your oppressor or agree with your adversary quickly. Yeah. What would Jesus do? It's simple things like that where now you're no longer, because truthfully, if you ain't thinking like Christ, then ain't you divided from Christ? If your mind is not on how Christ would do things, Yahushua, that means you're divided, you're alienated from Christ. So you might as well be back out there. Read on.
Verse 14. For the body is not one member.
Now, this is very key. The body is what?
Not one member.
See, and this is where brothers and sisters really gotta understand the body is not about one person. It's not just about the head. It's not just about the foot. A body consists of more than just one. Go ahead.
But many.
But what?
Many.
Read.
If the foot shall say, because I am not the head, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?
That's a question. Now, a lot of brothers coming as the foot. A lot of sisters coming as the foot. You the runners, right? Hey, brother, we need you to go do this. We need you to go do this. We need you to run over here. You're literally the runner. You literally the one that's giving a ride over here, and dropping this off, and picking this up, and go pay the rent. Go get the permit. This brother needs a ride. This sister needs a ride. We need you to go do this. Run over here, right? You're literally the feet. Now, when a person doesn't want to do that, what is it that they didn't or they're not realizing about what it is they're doing? You're right.
Putting the burden on another member of the body.
Right? Because if they don't want to do their job, the burden has to switch over.
Right.
But think a little bit more. What is it that they're not realizing about their job? The job that they're doing.
The importance of it.
The importance of it, right? What else?
What's that? That Romans 12 sacrifice, being a living sacrifice.
Being a living sacrifice, so they're not. But that's the importance of it, right? What else? Come on, I want y'all to think. It's Friday. Y'all ain't got nothing to do.
The unity on how everything works together.
They're not okay. So now you thinking they're not seeing how everything works together. That the head can't do the running. Right? The arm can't do the running because why? The arm got his job.
Right.
The head got his job. The elbow got his job. But the foot got his job. But what is something real simple but key that they miss? When they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. I ain't doing that, nigga. Like, why I gotta do that? Why I gotta be the foots, the feets? You know what they don't realize? That they weren't the first foot.
That's right.
You weren't the first foot, damn it. You weren't the first hand. You weren't the first elbow. You weren't the first arm. That somebody came in before you and had to be the foot. But then what happened? Growth had to happen. Growth. So that means that you weren't going to be stuck as the foot. Well, only if you didn't want to be stuck as the foot. Right? You wouldn't be stuck as the foot only if you didn't want to be stuck. Growth had to happen. Where a man was the foot He graduated to the calf muscle. Then he went up, he was the quad. Then he went up, right? And not saying that because you were the foot that you were less important. But you might have graduated into different talents. Where now, the foot's important, yeah, but we need you here. We need you over here. But as soon as you say, well, I'm not going to do the foot, what do you automatically do for yourself? You kill any growth that could be possible. What you got? You kill any growth, man. You kill any chance of the Most High saying, okay, son, your humility is going to pay off. Your willingness to listen. Your willingness to do something or long suffer or do a job that you feel like you ain't got to do, it's going to pay off. But think about if you're in the mindset of thinking, I don't have to do this. Wow, we're gonna get there. What you got?
The only thing I just wanted to put us back in remembrance of the first scripture we
Put them in remembrance,
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14.
Go back to Ephesians.
Verse 14 and 15. Oh no, I'm just gonna read it real quick.
Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 15. But speaking the truth in love may grow up into all things.
You see that? So the foot got the chance to be the head.
Because
don't y'all get that? That the foot got the chance to be the head? But not because he's coming in like, nigga, I'm about to be the head, B. I'm gonna be the head. But because he comes in sincerity, or she comes in sincerity and just does the work of the foot without question. Where y'all need me? Put me in, coach.
It's like the scripture says, well done, thy faithful servant. You was faithful over the least. Now you'll be faithful over much. It's like you're multiplying your talents. So it's like you were mentioning earlier. Like if you're now the head or the neck or the arms, like you were once the feet. You started off doing the small things until you were found faithful in that, and then.
Because guess what? He was a foot.
Oh, I was a toenail.
Nah, bro. I was a toenail. I was the cotton in between the toes.
I was the pinky toenail.
You know the cotton that's in between the sock. I was the toe jam.
Oh, damn.
I'm still a toe jam. But my point is, he was a foot. I was a foot. I was the brother at one time like, hey, we need you to go here, go get that, pick that up, drop that off. And what did I do? Why these niggas got me? What the, bro? I didn't come out here to rides. Come out here to give rides? Yeah, I did. I came out here to do whatever it was that the Most High wanted me to do. So if it was you gonna give rides until both your vehicles break down, that's what I did.
It's like I had told the story about when I came. In my first 2 weeks, I was my first 2 weeks after founding the school. I took the 2 buses to get here. It took me 2 hours to get here, but I was diligent in that. The Most High blessed me with a car. Because now I'm the foot. Now, yeah, bro. Now you got a car. Now use the car.
To do what? To do the foot's job.
God.
To be that, and I'm using that foot analogy of the runner because. That's how it be, man. That's how it's been. Like, it's a ranking system and order. And is it to say that I don't give rides? Of course I give rides. Is it to say that Kazaki gave more rides than a lot of brothers? Being the head. You don't give me, how many times, Kazaki, I need a ride, huh? You need me to come get you? Kana, you know I ain't got no whip. You know, or giving brothers rides here or there, or I'll pick you up. Not saying that because you elevate to some position that now you're exempt from doing things that even the foot does. You see how it works? Just because you elevate don't mean you stop doing all, because now you have experience. Like, because I can tell you the story about when he was in New York with the elders, and he was the pizza guy. Go get the pizza. That was his job. But he wasn't like, well, nigga, I came to learn the Bible. What that got to do with getting pizza? He didn't do that. He went, he got the pizza. If it was cold, he went back and got a different pizza. He didn't question what it was they had him do. But guess what? Look at how that humility. Give me that one where it says faithful in few. It's in your apocrypha. Faithful. Or it's in Matthew's, yeah. There's two of them. Luke 19:17. Luke 19:17.
I have a
What's that?
precept.
What you got?
Humility.
Read.
It says, First Peter 5 verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh.
Right.
That he may exalt you.
Actually, I want you to hold that. I want you to hold that. That's going to go right into, rewind. Hold that. That's a good one because it's going to go into a point. It's going to go into a point. Read that Luke 19:17 though.
Luke chapter 19 verse 17.
Come on.
And he said unto him,
Read.
Well, thou good servant.
Read.
Because thou hast been faithful in a very little.
Because you are willing to be the foot and be faithful in the things that you thought were not a big deal. Go ahead.
And have thou authority over 10 cities.
Now I'm going to go ahead.
And the second came.
You see that? He said, you were faithful over small. Guess what? I'm going to give you 10 cities. You was good holding down the block. Guess what? I'm going to give you 10 blocks. That's how it works. But it can't be in the mind of, well, why am I doing this? Because that doesn't show a level of faithfulness. That doesn't show a level of humility. Now jump back to Corinthians. I like that precept, Jermaine. That right there. Go back to Corinthians 12 and read verse 15 again.
First Corinthians chapter 12 verse 15. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body.
Right.
Is it therefore not of the body?
Well, is it?
Wow.
Nah, he's still part of the body. But if you don't want to do your duty, what's going to happen? Another hand going to pop up. Right? Another hand or another person willing to do what you don't want to do in Christ is going to come and be that hand. Read on.
God. Verse 16. And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye,
right?
I am not of the body.
Read.
Is it therefore not of the body?
Same instance. Like, is it really not of the body? Of course not. You just the eye. It don't make you any less or worse, or good or better or worse to be what you are. Read on.
Verse 17. If the whole body were an eye.
Because if everybody was the eye, if everybody was just looking, how we gonna smell anything? How we gonna hear anything? How we gonna touch anything? How we gonna move? Read.
Where were the hearing?
You see? If we all was the same, where would be the hearing? Read on.
If the whole were hearing. Where were the smelling?
Come on.
But now hath Yahweh set the members, every one of them, in the body.
Wait, Yahweh did what?
Set the members, every one of them, in the body.
No, I chose my position.
Has set the members, every one of them, in the body.
No, I want to be the arm.
Set the members, every one of them, in the body.
Read.
As it hath pleased him.
Who did it? Read it from the top.
But now hath Yahweh set the members.
The Most High put you in a position.
That's right.
That's what we got to remember, man. When you come in, the Most High said, listen, you're going to be the foot, bruh. You know why? Because you got foot talent. It's not a bad thing. Or you the arm. You know why? Because you got arm talent. How come he didn't make you the head right away? Well, because you didn't have head talent yet. You didn't have the head talents. You have to learn how to be a foot, an arm, a leg. You have to learn how to be in the body to be the head. You have to learn how to sacrifice. Remember, Hebrews 5 says it best. For every high priest that is ordained is taken from where? Who knows what the scriptures say? Hebrews 5:1. It said every high priest that is ordained is taken from his brethren. He's taken from his peers. Why? So you can understand what your peers go through. When you up there on your high horse, right? It's like me not being in the mall. And brothers of Paul, they be in the mall working, and they'll call for counsel because, it might not be going good or whatever. I understand what it is to be inside the mall. I know what it is. I know the battle. I know all the battles they go through. So I'm able to give a different type of counsel. But if I never worked the zone, and then I'm trying to give them this advice and counsel, would it be as potent? No, because I didn't go through the battles they went through. I was taken from amongst the same brethren that are going through what I went through. But now I'm able to give them a counsel on a different level because I'm like, I've been there before. I know what you're going through. So this is what worked for me. Y'all see that? Now, in this body, it's the same thing. You weren't thrown into the head position because that's what brothers be wanting. Sisters too, they're like, I want to be the head. I don't want to be told what to do. I want to tell everybody what to do. But it's like, you got to learn what it is that everybody's going through first.
Follow.
You got to learn. You got to learn how to be humble. What do you say? Sit down. Be humble. Right? You got to learn how to follow. You got to learn how to. Was David just appointed king? Or did he have to learn how to follow? Did he have to follow Saul? Right? He had to learn how to follow. Then he was appointed king. What were you going to say?
I was going to say Galatians 4:1-2, where it says you're the heir, like we're all heirs.
Go there.
Galatians.
Oh wow. Okay. Go ahead.
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Yeah, you got it quick.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child.
Yeah. Remember, we're all heirs. We're all promised. We're all promised something. As long as you're a part of the body, you're giving yourself. You're an
heir. There's always a chance for you to not have to be a foot. Or not. There's always that room for growth. That's all it is.
Like the Most High called us to be a nation of priests, kings and priests.
Right.
Not servants and basketball players. Like, nah, you were called to be a nation of kings and priests. So you're an heir.
But how can you be a priest because a priest is supposed to minister? Right? So how are you going to minister if you never did it? If you never really truly learned how to minister in your being a trooper, being a soldier, being a member, then all of a sudden you just officer of 10 million? How are you going to really learn how to be a minister and give yourself to your people? You won't. You'll sit up and think like, oh yeah, I got ranked, so now I ain't got to do nothing.
You know what's cold? You know what's cold about the Sabbath reading that we've been going over? We've been going over just the priest.
Right.
And the office of a priest. And when you look at it, you couldn't be a priest till you're 30. But even though you couldn't be a priest till you're 30, you're young, but you weren't just sitting on your butt. You was, like we're reading, you were under tutors and governors until that time appointed. So you were still learning. So yeah, if you're the foot, if you just came in, you're at a certain position.
Go ahead.
You're learning.
And what are you learning? Mustafa said it on here. And it's a very key point. You were learning the standard of how to do things. Because remember, if you were called out of filth, you didn't have a standard. If you were called out of the world, we didn't have standards in the world. So we were called to keep the standard of the way things should be handed down and done. Y'all see that?
I'll say one more thing too. Mm-hmm. It's like the scripture, man. It's in Peter's. I was trying to find it where it says, "Be not many masters."
Knowing that you get the greater condemnation.
Yeah, you get the greater condemnation. So if you get to a certain point and you're the arm, but you don't do the function of the arm good, you don't do the function of the arm correctly, you're gonna not only are you gonna screw yourself, but you're gonna screw everybody else around you. So you had to go through the process and the method and growing and learning so that you don't mess anything up, because it's more on you.
Because you're being dependent on. You're being dependent upon to do your function. Right? Think about if my foot fit, like Okay, my knee problems, which I haven't been having, man. Rocket tell you how. I've been playing ball without a knee brace. Woo! Y'all don't even know. But imagine if my knee just went out. I'm depending on my knees to be able to bend so I can walk. If it goes out, it's like, okay, that puts it. I'm not gonna give up and just stop walking, but I'm not gonna be as effective at doing what I gotta do. It's simple as that. The legs don't want to work. What can you do? Your hand don't want to pick things up, and what can you do? Oh, it's James?
James chapter 3, verse 1. I'll read it real quick. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Now, is it saying that you can't grow and master different things? Of course not. But what it is saying is that play your position. Play the position that you're in and master that, and then strive lawfully. Go back to Corinthians. Read verse 18 one more time. Somebody else get Isaiah 64 and verse 8.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 18. But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body.
So remember, the Most High set the members in the body. He put each man in his position. Go ahead.
As it hath pleased him.
Go ahead. Now Isaiah 64 and verse 8.
But now, O Yahweh,
read.
Thou art our Father.
Come on.
We are the clay.
Come on.
And thou art our power.
And thou art potter. You got it. Read it again. No, you good. Read it again.
And thou our potter.
Come on.
And we all are the work of thy hand.
Go to Jeremiah 18 and verse 6. Trying to prove a point here and show y'all something. Jeremiah 18 and 6. Read.
O house of Israel.
Come on.
Cannot I do with you as this potter?
Right.
Said the Most High.
Can I form you into anything I want? Go ahead.
Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand.
Read.
So are ye in mine hand, O house of Israel.
Right, so y'all seeing this, right? And we read in verse 18 of Corinthians that the Most High has set the members in the body as it pleased him. So you got to remember that we're the clay. The Most High is the potter, man. He's forming and fashioning us into what he wants. Now, when he forms and fashions us, I'm not going to jump, but he gives us certain things. Go to Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 13. Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 13.
Ecclesiasticus 33 verse 13.
As
the clay is in the potter's hand.
Come on.
To fashion it as it at his pleasure.
At his what?
At his pleasure.
Go ahead.
So man is in the hand of him that made him.
You see that? Man is in the hand of the Most High to do and be what he wants us to be. Y'all getting it? Go ahead.
To render to them as liketh him best.
As what?
As liketh him best.
Right. So the Most High, man, he puts you in the body. He puts you in the position that he wants you to be in. Not where you think you should be, or not where you think you're good at. And how does he do it though? How does he put us in the position and say, you're going to be the arm, you're going to be the foot, you're going to be the leg? What is it that he gives us? I'm going to jump, but I don't want to jump. Go back to 1 Corinthians 12:19. I want y'all to just ponder on that thought.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 19.
Go ahead.
And if they were all one member, where were the body?
Right? So jumping back, if we were all one member, where would the body be? If we were all one arm, all one leg, where would the body be? Go ahead.
Verse 20. But now are there, Salah, but now are they many members.
Go ahead.
Yet but one body.
Read.
And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee.
Come on.
Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you.
So what is it saying here? That all members are important. I can't tell my feet, nigga, you the feet, you on the ground, I don't need you. How am I get around? I wouldn't. I'd be sitting here with something else on the ground, my back on the ground, right? it's showing that the members of the body, no matter what you think you are, oh, I'm the foot, I'm not needed. Nah, you are needed. I'm the eye, I'm not needed. They got me doing this. That's not important. Yeah, it is. You know, a lot of sisters be thinking that they ain't important. And we always say it that what the sisters do for the camp is it's very important. It's detrimental, the things that y'all do, because for one, a lot of it we don't have time as brothers to do. And two, sisters are able to get into these different avenues in Edomite world, in Edomite land, right? They let sisters in. They ain't letting no big girl with a beard in, but they'll let sisters in. Oh, she's a woman. You know, so are you less of a person because it's like, hey, we need you to go show up to this corporate Edomite building and handle some documentation? Are you less of a person that because you're not doing bath bombs or you're not, you know, whatever it may be? No, you're not. It's all needed. All the members are needed, but the most important thing is that we have to realize that you got to realize that you're needed. You got to realize that where the Most High put you, He put you there for a reason, because you're needed there. But not just because you're needed there, but do that job and then grow. Do that and move up. Not just be there, stagnant. Right? What verse did you just read?
That was verse 21.
Go to verse 27.
God. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ.
Come on.
And members in particular.
Read.
And the Most High had set some in the church. First apostles.
First what?
First apostles.
Go ahead.
Secondarily prophets.
Read.
Thirdly teachers. After that miracles.
Read.
Then gifts of healing.
He did what?
Gifts of healing.
So you see, he said he set some in the church and he named all these different offices. He said prophets, teachers, right? Apostles. Some did miracles. Some had the gifts of healing. What else?
Helps. Government.
Right?
Diversities of tongues.
You see, there was all different functions within the body. Y'all see this? Go ahead. Verse 29.
Are all apostles?
Wait, are they all apostles?
Wow.
Well, if we all were apostles, where would be the teachers? If we were all apostles, where would be the governors and the diversity of the tongues? Go ahead.
Are all prophets?
No, they can't be, because the Most High set it up to where everyone wasn't going to be an apostle or a teacher at that time. See, what y'all only seeing is at that time. It wasn't just because you weren't a teacher at this time don't mean that you can't be one at a later time. Y'all see this? See, the Most High set you where you should be according to the talent He gave you. Does that mean you can't get other talents? Read on.
Are all teachers?
Come on.
Are all workers of miracles?
Read.
Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues?
Come on.
Do all interpret?
Read.
But covet earnestly the best gift.
Wait. Stay where you at and just deal with your own gift.
But covet earnestly the best gift.
Well, I got one talent and I'm good with that.
But covet earnestly the best gift.
Why did He tell you to covet the best gifts? Why did He say, are they all apostles? Nope. Are they all teachers? Nope. Are they all this? They all that? Nope. But then he comes back and says, but covet earnestly the best gifts. What was He telling us here?
There's room to grow.
There's room for you to be all these. There's room for you to grow into these things. Now, you might not start out as the teacher. You might not start out as the worker of miracles. You might not start out with the gifts of healing, but could you not get there? Yes. What gifts did the apostles have before they ran into Christ? They all had one gift. Let's say they all had one talent. What was it?
Fisherman.
Nope. No, you can't give it away. You up here. What was all 12 apostles' talent that they all had in common?
They were followers.
Somebody said it. They said the F word.
Follow.
Faith.
They had faith. They all that's all they had. Drop what you're doing and come follow me. I'll make you fishers of men. Okay. They have faith. They have the faith that, wow, this guy, he's gonna lead us somewhere. He's gonna show us something that we've never seen before. Fishers of men. What the hell? Let me see what this guy's talking about. They all had the faith, man, to do it. That's all they had. Think about it. They were trying to cast out devils. They couldn't do it. They didn't have the gifts of healing. Yahweh Shai had to come back and say, man, how long am I going to suffer y'all? This kind only go out by what? Fasting and prayer. And then what did Yahweh Shai do? Flee Satan. Get up out of this person, right? The apostles didn't have the power to do that at that time, but did they not gain the power? They did. They gained all the spiritual power. They was laying hands on cats to where people want to buy the spirit, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're shadow little people.
But could they do that when they was just fishing? No, they didn't have the power to do that, but they did have talent. Now, think about it. Let's bring it to us. A lot of us didn't have the power to teach, or the power to prophesy, or you know what it's saying here, an apostle. You didn't have that talent, but you had faith. You had the faith when you walked in that door to stick around and say, you know what? Let me covet earnestly the best gifts, but from who? Who are you looking at?
All the brethren.
Khan, you were looking at the brethren. You're looking at the body. Man, he got that gift of he got that gift of gab. Let me listen. Let me ear hustle real quick because he talk. You know how to break down the scripture. You know how to talk. He got this gift, man. Let me get that. It wasn't let me covet his lust. Remember, it said covet earnestly the best gifts. So you wasn't coveting a man's stupidity or his ignorance or his pride, but you were coveting the good things about him. Why? So that when it was time for you to elevate past being a foot, you had the know-how. You had at least the talent to do it, and then everything else will work itself out. But some brothers, what do they covet? They covet the wrong gift. Sisters covet the wrong gifts, and then what happens? When you're needed in other areas, you're like, well, I don't got that talent. I didn't pick up the right thing from either the body or from the head. Y'all see this? So now when it's like, hey, we need you over here. You've been here long enough. We need you to step up. Step up. What's that? I'll step up. Right? But no, we need you to step up and, you know, officer, soldier, this, that, take on more duty. No, I ain't doing that, bro. I ain't old enough. Because you coveted the wrong gifts from the people that were around you. You had your hand up.
That's what I was going to ask. What is the wrong gift?
Well, the wrong gifts are when and it's not even a gift. It's not even a gift. You look at people's shortcomings, like their pride, their ignorance, their no humility, their, you know, spirits recognize spirits. So if I see that a brother is outspoken in class, right? He's real outspoken, or he's real combative, or whatever it may be, and that's in my spirit, guess what I'm gonna do? Well, he's doing it, so now it gives me the leeway to do it also, because spirits are gonna connect with spirits. If I see the standard, it's no different if a man comes in and he sees us. Think about it, how many brothers done walked in and we're like, yeah, you don't know the salute, just watch. Then they try to do it anyway. Yeah, they still like, oh, because why? They're trying to covet the standard that's been laid down. So it's no different than a child, man. A child's gonna pick up good or bad, but you got to know. We have to know what gifts are we picking up, what spirits, what talents are we letting grow inside of us? Are we letting our pride grow? Are we letting the hate, the ignorance, the murmuring, the backbiting? Are we letting those things grow, or are we letting the actual gifts outweigh the bad? That's all it is. So, excuse my lack of words when I say bad gifts. But the bad gifts, you know, the ones that we come in with, the pride, the lack of humility, the lack of listening, those type of things, where the world gave you those as gifts and said those were good things to have. You see what I'm saying? So just excuse my lack of words. But y'all get what I'm saying, right? Con. So read that one more time. He said, do what?
But covet earnestly the best gifts.
Yeah, so that you can elevate past a novice level. You can elevate past just being one-track minded or just one talent.
Can I?
What you got?
Oh, I want to mention something.
Yeah, what you got?
The first thing was when it spoke of speaking in tongues or tongues. That's just talking about languages. And
yeah, because we don't speak in tongues. You had two tongues. It was different languages, but then it was talking about also speaking in tongues also is in deeper knowledge. Do I have the tongues of angels?
Yeah.
Right? That was just deeper knowledge. Go ahead.
And also the definition of gifts. And, so one of the definitions for gift is faculty, right? And then,
faculties.
Yeah, and faculty is the power of doing anything. Ability.
Maybe it's a gift.
The power of performing any action natural. And it's just the performance, the peculiar skill derived from practice, or practice aided by nature. Skill, ability.
Right. This is a skill, just an ability. So he said, covet earnestly the best skills.
Or personal quality.
Or the best qualities. So a bad gift can't be pride. It can't be hatred. It can't be murmuring, backbiting. Because think about it. A person that likes to gossip, who are they going to cling to?
Other people that gossip.
Other people that gossip. And what are they doing? They're nurturing that gossip gift. Your gift of gossip, you're nurturing that instead of saying, wait a minute, we ain't supposed to be gossiping. We ain't supposed to be interfering in other men's matters. Let me nourish the gifts that I need to grow and be more useful for the body. Watch, go to 2 Corinthians 9 and verse 8. And hold that 31 in Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 9 and verse 8.
2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 8.
Go ahead.
And Yahweh is able to make all grace abound toward you.
Read.
That ye, always having all sufficiency in all things.
Where does the sufficiency come from? It comes from the Most High, but it comes through one another. It comes through one another. Watch. Go back to. It said it right in the scriptures, man. Go back to Ephesians 4 and verse 16. We know it comes down from the Most High through the wisdom, but
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 15.
16.
It's a lot. Verse 16.
Go ahead.
From whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth.
Go ahead.
According to the effectual working in the measure of every part.
You see that? Every joint supplieth. So the body is going to supply one another with what it needs. The right things. It should be the good gifts. So if I see a brother is very faithful, and I know my faith is wavering, I'm going to be like, bro, let me holler at you real quick. What's going on with this faith thing? Where you get that from? What makes your faith so strong? And what's he going to be able to do? He's going to be able to supply my faith with whatever scriptures, whatever testimony, whatever he's been through. You said what? Iron sharpeneth iron. We know the sufficiency comes from the Most High, but it comes through the body because I might be more faithful than him. But he might be more long-suffering than me. But guess what? I need long-suffering too. But he needs faith. You see that? So iron is going to sharpen iron. So we're going to bounce off the best gifts off of one another. Now he's faithful and long-suffering, but so am I. Nobody lacks anything. And that's how it should work. But you know what happens? We don't do that. A lot of the times, man, we don't sharpen one another. We feed into each other's BS. We feed into each other's negatives.
And I think it's more so because we don't look at it like how we talking about it right now, the spiritual concept of it. I was just looking at it from a carnal aspect.
Yeah, and this is how it goes. This is how it goes in the carnal mind. The carnal mind is this. I walk into the class, I say shalom to everybody. The brother looks at me weird, right? Or I don't like the way he looked at me. He looked at me angry. And now he hates me. But nah, he don't hate you. He just had a bad day. He was going through something. He just let it show on his face. Now, I can go to this brother in the spirit of meekness and be like, okay, how you feeling? What's going on? And win him over in a certain way. Or I could just keep holding on to the fact that he looked at me wrong and he hates me. See, the carnal mind is going to be like, he looked at me wrong, he hates me. Now what are we doing? We're feeding the hate. We're feeding we're breaking up the unity that's trying to be built instead of using the wisdom to say, wait a minute, how do I gain this man and understand his mind? Let me see that what he needs, because he might need a little bit of faith. You see that? But I have it to give, but my carnal mind is like, no, he hates me. But I'm supposed to be here to give him faith. So how am I going to give it to him if the thought in me is that he hates me, I can't go to him? Or he looked at me funny, I can't go to him. You see how it works? But it should be, okay, let me go to this brother to see what's wrong. Now that I go and I find out what's going on with him, oh, he had a bad day, this happened. Now, it's beating him up. Because the lack of faith, long-suffering, patience, whatever it may be that the Most High sets us 2 and 2 so I can give him the faith. Give him the understanding of patience and where I would deal with it. You see what I'm saying? But then there's something that he might give me. I don't know what it is. But you'll never know because you didn't give it a chance. Am I talking too fast? Y'all get me? Right. Go to read back in Corinthians 2 and verse 9. This is one of my favorite scriptures, man, because it's real. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 9 and 8. My bad.
2 Corinthians 9 and 8.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites because it's real. We are to supply one another with the things like faith, with love, with charity. We're supposed to be the examples to one another, man. Again, you might come in and all we all walked in here on was a certain level of faith. But then guess what? Some people's faith got choked out, they left. Some people's faith grew, and then other talents developed. But faith was the main thing. And then, you might have already had a little bit of long suffering in you. You knew how to suffer long. You already came with patience. So, hooray to you. You came in with 3 talents. Somebody came with 1. But then, we know the whole talents was supposed to grow and flip. Read it one more time.
2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8.
Go ahead.
And the Most High is able to make all grace abound toward you.
Read.
That ye, always having all sufficiency in all things,
read,
may abound to every good work.
See, because that was the whole purpose, was growing in the good works. Remember when we read in Ephesians earlier, it said that we were to grow in Christ, grow in him. We were supposed to grow our good works, man. But each other, don't y'all realize that each other was the work? Don't y'all get that? That you're my work and I'm your work? You're my work, but I'm your work. He's my work, but I'm his work. Because he was supposed to give the things that I lacked. I was supposed to give the things that he lacked. The iron does supposed to sharpen the iron. Go to Ephesians 4 and verse 11. I'm going to let you, man, I'm trying to let you get up in. Nah, you're not good. You got to get good with me.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 11.
Read.
And he gave some apostles.
You see that? But he said he comes back and says what?
And he gave some apostles.
Go ahead.
And some prophets.
Read.
And some evangelists.
Read.
And some pastors.
See, and some pastors. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And teachers.
Right. See, everybody wasn't going to be the same. But what was the whole purpose?
For the perfecting of the saints.
You see that? It was for us to become perfect. It was for us to all become the saints. Or excuse me, all to become the same level. To all think like Yahweh Shai. To all think, I'm not saying to be the head, but to all think like the head. Because you still have to have the body. But we're all supposed to think in unison with the head, man. Go ahead.
For the work of the ministry.
Go ahead.
For the edifying of the body of Hamashiach.
Read verse 13.
Till we all come into the unity. Till we all come in the unity of the faith.
In the unity, you see that? We were all supposed to come into the same mind and same judgment. Understanding that I know how to be an apostle. I know how to be a teacher. I know how to be the arm. I know how to be the foot. Because what I did was, when I was called to be the foot, I did it. But I didn't just stay the foot. I grew. When I was called to be an apostle, I didn't just stay an apostle. I grew. Teacher. I grew. Healer. I grew. You see this? I didn't just sit on one thing. I grew who I was. I grew, but I didn't just grow myself. I grew others because I supplied what others didn't have. Watch. We're gonna get it. Read on.
And of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh unto a perfect man.
Right. Where you at? Go ahead.
Unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach.
This was the purpose, man. For us to come into the fullness of Christ. To walk literally like him. Same mind, same judgment as Yahweh Shai. WJCC. I keep go to 2 Corinthians 8 verse 10.
You know what you mean.
WWJD, right? Right. But again, what had to happen? When I was called to perform this one talent, I couldn't say, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the teacher. I'm not good enough. I don't want to be the foot. I got to be the knee. 2 Corinthians 8 and verse 10.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 8 and verse 10. And herein I give my advice. For this is expedient for you.
Go ahead.
Who have begun before.
Read.
Not only to do.
Not only to what?
Not only to do.
Go ahead.
But also to be forward a year ago.
So it wasn't just about doing or being what you were. It's showing you here. If I'm the foot, I'm prepping to be something better. Or what you think is better. Because again, no body part is less. But some body parts have different functions. They take on more. So really it's about let me do my job, but also build myself to be able to do more. Be forward a year ago. Go ahead.
Now therefore, perform the doing of it.
Yeah, man, do your talent. Do your job. Be what the Most High set you to be in the offset, in the beginning. Be that. Perfect it. Go ahead.
That as there was a readiness to will.
And you got to do it with a readiness, with a will to want to do it. Not like, oh man, Most High got me here. What the hell? I was better off without the truth. You niggas ruined my life. I didn't need this. I was better without it. He said perform it with the readiness to will. You know when you do, think about like an actor that performs it, they put their spirit in it. You're like, damn, that's a good ass actor. Imagine if Denzel walked on the set and just any old type of autopilot type of actor. You know, like, that ain't Denzel. This is whack.
Yeah, I hate that actor now.
Denzel don't put his spirit in every movie. You can tell. When he walk on the scene with that walk that he got, I can't do it. And them looks that he be having, I'm like, man, this nigga's cold. His wackest movies be dope because of the way he acts. Because of his readiness to will and perform and do it. My man, right? You're like, damn, this nigga can play any role.
Cry on the spot.
Huh? Cry, yeah, cry, yeah. You're just like, damn, Denzel's a cold ass actor. Like when I think of Denzel, I'm like, damn, the dude is cold. Because he does it with this willingness and to perform this greatness. Go ahead.
So there may be a performance.
There may be a what?
A performance.
Because that was the point. Not just to be the foot and just sit down and do nothing. Perform the works of a foot. But not just the works of a foot. While I'm performing the works of the foot, I'm looking at what the hand is doing and saying, damn, how do I get that talent? I'm looking at what the head is doing and saying, wow, how do I get that? The arm, oh man, I like that. I'm gonna grab all these talents. So now when I'm put in position to be the head, I know what the body had to do. I know what the body had to go through. Go ahead.
Also, out of that which ye have.
Read up. Wait, it said out of what?
That which ye have.
Because the Most High is going to give you what you need to perform. He's going to equip you. He said it. He said it. He said, and God is able to make all grace abound towards you, that ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work. So he's going to give you what you need to perform. You women, he gives you what you need. A lot of y'all shoot yourselves down like, I'm just not good enough. I'm not good enough to serve the Most High, or I'm not good enough to pray. I hate that one. Or I'm broken. We all broke. We all garbage. We're all filthy. We're all an unclean thing. We all are that. Ain't nobody greater than anybody. But the Most High gives you the ability. He gives you the talent. He gives you the mind. He gives you the wisdom to push past those thoughts and say, you know what? I know I'm nothing. I know I'm toe jam. I know I'm scum. But let me perform and use what the Most High gave me to do good works. Okay, well, I might not be the most humble. I might not be the most meek. I might not be the most this. I might not be the most that. But let me use what the Most High gave me. Let me use the little bit of talent. And then what it's going to do, as you grow and nurture the little talent, you get to watch the sisters around and say, damn, that sister's humble. Oh, that's how you take correction? Oh, wow, I didn't, damn. She took that well. Wow, she didn't even bat an eye when her husband dug into her spirit in front of everyone? He checked her in front of everyone. And she just, con, sir. Didn't even catch her attitude. That's how you do that? Let me go talk to her real quick and ask her what was on her mind when she got that check in front of everybody. That's how that works. And then you just gain you. And now if you're humble and you listen, you'll gain that talent. You'll gain that talent. Same thing with brothers though, man. Hey, I just be patient. Most High works. Listen to the wisdom. Apply the counsel. Most High works. Be patient. Patience. And then guess what? A brother will go through what you're going through, or what it is, you'll see a brother go through something, and the whole time you were telling him to be patient, be patient, be patient. And now that you're going through it, you see that, yeah, the Most High does work. Let me be patient. Let me follow the same steps that I gave the brother, or that I seen a brother have to go through to accomplish, or long suffer, or whatever it may be, he going through his trial. Because you know we all go through the same things, just at different times. The spirit just cycles through, and we all go through it. So we are one another's examples of how to go through the trials and tribulations. You just got to be watching. You got to be looking and listening, man, and saying, damn, how did he get through? Man, brother lost his rib. How do you get through that? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, staying diligent? Yeah. But amongst all other things, damn, how do you go through that? Well, he listened to counsel. Brothers was like, be patient. Most High, he gonna send something. Just be patient. Don't move too rash. Don't become lustful. Don't think you gotta have a rib. Don't be looking for that. And the Most High will just hand deliver. It's like it ascended from the heavens. Boom. Right at a man's doorstep. And you see it, you're like, damn. The hell? The Most High literally just like delivered a rib to a man. Delivered, like gift wrap, boop, 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 bow. You're like, wow. He didn't have to go kill himself. He didn't have to hit no strip clubs, titty bars. He didn't have to hit this and that. All he had to do was listen to counsel. Follow the wisdom. Abide in his labor. Just dig more deeper into the concerns of the body. Dig more deeper and perfect his office. That's all he had to do. And it was like, here, my son. Here, my loyal and faithful servant. Baby, it's a gift. I just like to give. And you sit back and you're like, damn. I'm going through the same thing that the brother's going through. What do I got to do? Well, let me go out and hit this and that. Let me entertain every chick on Facebook. Let me entertain everybody in the mall. Nah, that ain't going to get you what you want. Let me follow the footsteps. Let me look at the man that went through it and get his gift. Y'all see this? Where you at?
Verse 12. 2 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 12.
Verse 12.
For if there be first a willing willing mind.
See, you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to perform your talent. You have to be willing to perform the things that the Most High gave you. You gotta be willing to say, you know what? I want to grow and abound. I want to help others. It has to be in you. You have to be willing to say, you know what, Yahweh, I don't care if you want me to be the damn green toenail that's about to fall off. I'm gonna be the green toenail because I'm gonna serve a purpose. I don't care if you want me to be the tailbone that never grows or the air part right here. That right there, that ain't the cartilage that it don't do nothing. Yahweh, I'll be the cartilage. Because guess what? It does do something.
That's right.
It does have a purpose. That's why it's put there. Remember, the Most High said he put the body together in a way that pleased him. So if he wants you to be the ashy ass knuckles, be the ashy knuckles. If he wants you to be that rusty, crusty kneecap, you better be that kneecap the best way you can. Or else you'll be the kneecap forever. You're going to hate it. And then you'll question and second guess and say, you know what? Why am I the kneecap? I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man. I don't want to be the kneecap. These niggas didn't want me to be the leg. But it's up to every man. You have to read it one more time.
For if there be first a willing mind,
Come on.
it is acceptable. It is accepted according to that a man
You
has.
see, it's about what you already have. It's about what you already have. The Most High gave you every good gift so you can abound. It wasn't about what you didn't have, because what you didn't have was going to come. But you had to perform what you had already. You had to be faithful in the small things before you get the big things. Be faithful in your faith. Perform your faith. It said if you had the grain of a mustard seed, watch, go to Matthews. Go to Matthews 13:31. Hold where you at in Corinthians. I'm sorry. Bro, the time be going by too fast, man. I be having too much fun up here. We got like all that whole rest of the class left. Dang, we didn't even get through half of this. Read that, Matthew chapter 13 and verse 31. If y'all didn't get it yet, this right here is going to let y'all get it. Read.
Another parable put he forth unto them,
Go ahead.
saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed,
Read.
which a man took and sowed in his field.
Y'all ever seen a mustard seed? How small and how minuscule? It's like, damn, it's a mustard seed. Like, what can that do? Read.
Which indeed is the least of all seed.
And that's how some brothers look at their talents. Like, man, I ain't got no talents. But you do. It might not be a great talent, but it can blossom if you let it. If you just come into the unity. If you just unify with brothers and let them nurture your talent and show you. Because remember, the Most High gave it to you and put you there for a reason. Now it was just up to you to let brothers nurture the talent. Just like this mustard seed needed to be sown, water, sunlight, right? Trust me, go online and look up a mustard seed. If you ain't never seen one, it'll blow your mind. It's like damn near microscopic. A mustard seed. But go ahead, watch, read on.
But when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs.
When it is nurtured, when the things that it needs are given to it. A mustard seed ain't sitting back like, damn, I'm so small, what the hell am I going to do? It's like, bro, plant me and water me and watch me grow. The mustard seed is willing. It's ready. The mustard seed ain't sitting back like, man, I'm small. I ain't going to be able to do nothing. You got to look at that mustard seed as your talent, man. As your part in the body. Go ahead.
It is the greatest among herbs.
Go ahead.
And becometh a tree.
A what?
And becometh a tree.
Yeah, a mustard seed turns into not just no little old raggedy ass mint plant or some bush. Bro, it turns into a tree. A huge, and listen, Get online when y'all get a chance and look up a mustard tree. A mustard seed, and look what it grows to with the right nourishment, with the right things that it needs. It ain't sitting back like, man, I don't care how much water you give me, it ain't gonna grow me. He's like, listen, bro, give me the water and put me in the right soil, and it's on, son. I'm gonna give y'all all some shade. Go ahead.
So that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof.
Go ahead. Oh, right. No, that's it. So jump back to verse 12 in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 8:12. And this is probably gonna be the last scripture.
2 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 12.
Go ahead.
Last precept. Or do you want it from the top?
No, you can read it from the top.
Good. For if there be first a willing mind.
You see that? You gotta be willing, man. You gotta be willing to perform what you have. Willing to push past the doubt. But it all starts with understanding why the Most High got you in this body. Why the Most High brought you into this unity of the faith. That has to be understood, man. You gotta understand your purpose. That, yeah, you are a small seed that's meant to grow. Go ahead.
It is accepted according to that a man hath.
Read.
And not according to that he hath not.
Yeah, man, it's not about what you don't have. It's about what you already have. The what you don't have will take care of itself. Always remember that. What you don't have, somebody else has for you to covet the best gifts. Y'all get that? Was that it? On that scripture? Any questions? It's 9. Any questions? Man, the time went by fast. I thought we was going to go to... I forgot it's Friday. Today's Friday, right? God, damn, that was the fastest 3 hours ever. Jesus. Any questions? On that?
I got one question.
On this or just...
Oh, no, not on this.
What you got?
Is it deceitful to invite people over with an ulterior motive to show them scriptures? Like, hey, come over and eat, and then don't tell them I want to bring out scripture. Is that deceitful?
Well, the scriptures say, "Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove." So
that's how the devil works.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. What's going to happen when you bring out the Bible? Is it going to start an argument?
Maybe.
Then I wouldn't do it. You gotta, it says a wise man foreseeth the evil. So are you going to win a soul, or are you going to cause more contention? You going to cause this person to hate the scriptures and hate you?
I'm not going to push it. I wouldn't push it on them, but I'm just saying to get them over there.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Brothers are trying to cause enemies, man. I mean,
I'm just saying, like that's how the devil works. Hey, baby, come over. I got this. I got that over here.
Yeah. I mean, it's not deceitful.
They got something else on their mind.
It's not deceitful. It's not deceptive, because no matter what, even if you invited them over without that intention, the Spirit is going to let whatever happen. You see what I'm saying? So it might be, it might start with just a conversation over the food. You know, well, I don't eat such and such. Oh yeah, well, I don't eat that because the Bible says. Next thing you know, you're talking about the Bible. So, you know, that's a weird. I mean, I wouldn't do that, me personally, just because you just don't want to start no contention between anybody. You know what I'm saying? But then, and if you do it, you don't want to be pushy. You know the type of person you're bringing over. So you know how they're
going to say anything about pushing it. I'm just saying getting them there. Getting them in the building. I mean, Yahweh Shai kind of did it, right? He hit him with the loaves. And he hit him with but they dipped off before he started talking. Or am I wrong?
When he fed the multitude?
When he fed the multitude, they were there for the food. Right? But then he started talking, they start peeling.
Good.
So I mean, bro, you got good intentions. You got good intentions to share the word. Hey, come over and let's have a bite. Let's share some scriptures. I would kind of throw that in there like, hey, come on, dude. Get something to eat. Talk about the word.
I got you.
Yeah. But then, you can't be excessive and pushy, because then it's like, This nigga just came over here he just brought us over here to indoctrinate me. Or convert me or what, yeah. But you can definitely bring a person over and sow some seeds. Hey, let's get something to eat real quick. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it's done. You know what I mean? It's like if I had a family member that was out here that came in from New York or wherever. Let's say my mom. Right? I would be like, man, come to class. She knows I teach the Bible. She knows all that. I'd be like, hey, come to class. It's just Bible study. I ain't gonna go into in depth everything that we do. It's just Bible study. Just regular old Bible study. Yeah, we just go through the scriptures. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wouldn't give her the whole full in depth because remember, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So sometimes you gotta not give all the information to kind of anchor a person in because, and why though? Why am I saying that? Let me be careful with my words. Because of their perception. They know you're a Hebrew. They know that you believe that you're a Hebrew. Right. So what is their perception on Hebrews? Not good, right? Because the world's perception is that it's not good. So they think that we yell, we scream. So what you might have to do is you might have to invite them over for food and not even talk about the Bible the first time. Hey, come through, man. Let's have a meal. And really, let's have a meal and let's just talk. The scriptures are going to come out regardless because of where your mind is. But then you got to know how to wield that sword. You got to know when to pull back. But you might invite them over, man. Hey, man, come kick it. Just for them to see your personality and see that you ain't the yelling, screaming, overbearing dude. That you can sit back, have a meal, have a conversation. We do it all the time. When we have people at the oil cart in the mall, we don't pull them over like, yeah, we Hebrews, nigga, here's the Bible. Bow! Right? Sometimes we'll pull people, or even selling them oils. I'm going to show you this one. Some of my best sales are just like this. Pull a cat over, talk to him about his whole life. Send him on his way. I don't even talk to him about no oils. The next time he comes through, talk to him about his whole life. I don't even talk to him about oils. The next time he comes through, talk to him about his whole life. And then it dawns on him like, man, what you got here? Oh yeah, well since I counseled you on your whole life, check this out. And the next thing you know, because I didn't bombard him with me, I dealt with him first. So you might have to do that. Hey, come over, man. Look, what you dealing with? Oh yeah, well, not the Bible says, but man, yeah. I was reading somewhere that, oh yeah, you got problems with baby mama, or you got problems, I was reading somewhere, man, if you do what pleases the Lord, your enemies will be at, yeah. It don't always have to be, get your Bible, read. Like, everybody don't respond to that, and we can't deal with everybody like that. We got to know the type of people we're dealing with. So you might have to invite a person over on the pretense of that you want to teach them. They don't know they're about to get taught, but you might just have to invite them over, talk to them. It might have to be biblical but non-biblical. And build a relationship. Build a basis of how can I come at this person? Because a lot of times we don't know. Remember, the scriptures say walk with Colossians. Let's go there real quick. Colossians, I think 3. Yeah, I think.
4.
Is it 4? Yeah, Colossians 4. Go ahead. What you got?
Colossians chapter 4, verse 5.
Read it.
Walk in wisdom towards them that are without.
Yeah, it's talking about them that are outside. It says walk in wisdom towards them. Go ahead, and the wisdom is that I might have to sit with you. He that is wise winneth souls. So I might have to sit with you and just let you spill guts, spill your mind, and not combat every single thing that you say. I might have to sit there and let you just talk. And in my mind, scripture is popping up. Scripture, oh yeah? Oh man, that's crazy. Wow. Remember, Paul, he said, become all things to all men. How do you do it? He didn't do it by just combating everything that they said. He let them talk. He let the sinners and the publicans sit there and do their sins and talk about them. And in his mind, he was like, oh yeah, well, the Bible says, but he was still able to find a way in. You see that? Go ahead, read on.
Redeeming the time.
Go ahead.
Let your speech be always with grace.
Right, so the grace, the humility, that's going to come with letting them, you got to let them talk. You got to let them get things off their chest. Go ahead.
seasoned with salt,
Right, read.
that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
Yeah, man, because it's really just about dealing with different spirits. So you know who you're having dinner with. You know what type of person it is. What I would do though, yeah, I would invite them over.
I got you.
Just have a convo and then see where it leads. You see what I'm saying?
You gave me some understanding.
Yeah, you might have your books out. Yeah, I like them books. Oh yeah, look here, let's read this one. Right? Oh man. God. Alright, any other questions here? Well, it's 9:06, so it's 9:06. So we're gonna end it there. We'll be back tomorrow. We got Shabbat, prayers, reading, closing prayers, questions. If the whole building wants to get anointed, we can. Oh yeah, y'all missed the last Sabbath, dude.
Yeah.
We anointed the whole congregation. It was olive oil everywhere. Oh my gosh. We was up here. We was in here till what?
7?
Yeah, it was an 8.5 hour class, and then we anointed for like 30, 40 minutes. So, hey, that's what I'm saying. If you in Houston, man, if you around, you want to get this live action, come through. But with that, let's salute them online. Let's say shalom.
Shalom!
We'll see y'all back tomorrow, man. We appreciate y'all. Everybody,
But you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ. In Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception. Along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod. And not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High.